ESPN coverage is streaming live on the ESPN app. Download now and take ESPN everywhere.
The Coyotes of South Dakota make the long road trip to Bowling Green today, the first ever meeting between these two teams. Two key running backs for Bowling Green. The Falcons, a potent 1-2 combo with Cleveland and Wilson. They are both seniors. The Coyotes, with some big-time offense last week, they put up 77 points in their opener. Mike Jinks and Bob Nielsen, both coaches hungry for wins on this game day Saturday. Our kickoff from Bowling Green is next. A beautiful Saturday for college football here in northern Ohio. Bowling Green's Falcons come home as they host South Dakota's Coyotes. We welcome you inside Deutsch Perry Stadium. Dan Gutowski along with Watson Brown. And Watson, the challenge for teams going into week 2 of the college football season is, depending on who you played in week 1, you still may not know a lot about your team. What do we know about Bowling Green and South Dakota after week 1?
You know, I think the coaches here are still struggling with that. Both teams, Bowling Green played a tough Michigan State team and had a tough time with them. And South Dakota played a team in Drake that they were just superior to. I think they're both very positive about their teams, and they look forward to the season. I think they'll learn a lot more tonight.
Yeah, the Coyotes looked outstanding against Drake. They rolled up big numbers, a 70-point win, spearheaded by not one but two quarterbacks. Chris Stebler, the starter, had the flashy numbers in the first half, but his backup, Austin Simmons, looked good as well.
You know, this kid's outstanding to me. He can run, he can throw. 37 touchdowns he accounted for last year. So he's a really good football player, a transfer from Minnesota. Simmons is a good backup, so they're not afraid to run Strebler and let him go. I think he'll shine tonight.
So the quarterbacks are good for South Dakota. The Falcons, though, their primary thrust on offense is on the ground. Two very good runners as we take a look at Wilson and Cleveland. They are both very dangerous.
They're both seniors. They've been around a long time. They have a really good quarterback here in Morgan, but they've got to run the ball well. The passing game gets better off of their running game. These two guys are good players. I think they're leaders of the team. I expect them to have good nights tonight.
The Coyotes come in looking for that road win. The Falcons looking for their first win of the season. This offensive line so good for Bowling Green. Look at that size.
You know, they're really excited about these guys. And Tim McAuliffe is the leader. He's the center in the middle. He's an all-MAC performer. They really played well at the end of last year, and I expect them to really get started tonight and run the ball well against South Dakota.
The Coyotes have their first big test of the season tonight. Bowling Green hoping that it's the home field that makes an advantage for them tonight. Our kickoff is next. The Falcons and the Coyotes here at Bowling Green. The Falcons win the coin toss, and they will receive. Here's Bob Nielsen, only in his second year, coming from Western Illinois. And his counterpart on the other sideline is Mike Jinks, another second-year coach. So both of these coaches still getting familiar with their programs. And kickoff return to the 20. BG in the home orange uniform. The Coyotes in the road white, and our first play results in looks like a right knee injury for South Dakota. Holding that right knee, that's about the last place you want to see a player get hurt. Ray Dixon. As we look at the top right of your screen.
Well, it was tough too, Dan. He was breaking down. He got blocked from the side, and you saw his knee buckle. That did not look good at all. We just hope the young man is not hurt seriously, but it was not pretty. It was not a pretty sight at all, and that's amazing to get hurt on the opening kickoff like that.
Yeah, sometimes those freak injuries are the ones that are, kind of the hardest ones to understand. Bowling Green had a player get hurt in pregame warmups last week. So, boy, it just speaks to how delicate this sport can be as we take a different look at this kickoff.
And the other thing, it seems to happen to knees. That a lot of times these knee injuries come from non-contact. There was a little contact right there, but basically I think his knee just buckled even right before the contact happened. And I know he's hurting, and that's tough. I've had a lot of kids with those things.
So we'll let his injury get attended to. We'll take a break here at Bowling Green and come back in a moment. That's Ray Dixon, the senior, being carted off. What looks to be a very serious right knee injury. He is listed as the second middle linebacker in the depth chart for the Coyotes, and all of his nonverbal, makes that look very serious. The Falcons throw on first down. And a flag on the far side of the field as we take a look at our starting quarterback for Bowling Green. James Morgan got some big shoes to fill, but his chance to shine last week, you saw his numbers at Michigan State. Obviously, they still got some work to do in their passing game with him.
Well, they do, and he finished the year really good last year. He was had some big numbers in the last 3 games of the season, was a redshirt freshman a year ago. I think Bowling Green's expecting him to really pick it up and take the next step, be the leader of this football team this year.
Our referee today, Darren Haas, leading this officiating crew. It is 1st and 5 after the penalty. And they hand off, and some good yardage after he breaks out of that first contact. That's Donovan Wilson.
Donovan is the bigger of their 2 backs, and he'll look you up and run over you. I tell you, he's going to be their physical guy tonight. That was a good start for him, a really good hard-nosed downfield run.
Broke out of 2 tackles for a 12-yard gain, and they'll run the same spot. This time, the Coyotes fill that hole and stop that play. Taking a look at our impact players for South Dakota defensively, linebacker John Wessel and defensive end Darren Greenfield. The impact players for BG on offense, Scott Miller, a wideout, and the center, Tim McAuliffe. Not often a center's going to be called an impact player, but he certainly has stood tall during his time here at BG.
Yes, and as we said in the opening, he is an all-MAC performer, so he is the returner that they believe in, makes all the calls up front. He's kind of the quarterback of that offensive line. I do think he's a very important man on this football team.
So the penalty moves the ball into Coyotes territory. They run again on that far side. Boy, they're having a real tough time slowing down this running game, and the Falcons get a good carry on first down. They continue to pound it ahead. That's Josh Cleveland. So again, we're going to call Cleveland and Wilson's names a lot tonight.
Well, and they're so different to me also. I mean, Cleveland is much more the smaller guy, the shiftier guy. Wilson, the downhill guy running right at you.
First down, Morgan throwing far side, incomplete off the fingertips of Datron Guyton.
James had him open. It's just a simple out cut into the boundary over there, and he just threw high on his first kind of downfield throw that he's had tonight.
Guyton had 2 catches for 40 yards last weekend in that Bowling Green road loss at Michigan State. 3rd down and 4. And they toss. This is Cleveland. Can't get near that first down marker.
Very well played by the South Dakota defense. They brought an inside blitz. You would think the quick pitch to the outside might be a good call, but the secondary played it very well. There's a flag on the play also.
And again, Darren Haas is our referee for this game here at Bowling Green tonight, and there's the rest of our officials.
Holding. Offense, number 68. That penalty is declined. Brings up 4th down.
So 4th down. Interesting decision here. You've only got 3 yards to go for a first down, but they're going to take a chance and turn it over to their punter, and that's never a bad thing to do, because when Joe Davidson puts his foot on that football, it usually goes very far. He stands 6'7", but he has got a huge leg and is a major weapon on their special teams.
Oh, what a career he's had. He's in his senior year, and he's an first-team All-MAC guy, and he can just make all the punts. Look at this here. It's just played perfectly.
Great coverage downfield. He's got a big leg. He didn't need a big leg there. That was more of a precision kick, and he nailed it.
And that's one of the harder punts to make right there. If you watched him, he turned the ball kind of upside down, kicked it straight up in the air, got it spinning real good, really high, and gave time for the defenders to get down and turn their backs to the goal line, and made a great play right there. So it's a great place to start for South Dakota. 1 yard line coming out.
So mission accomplished for the Coyotes defensively. Get their offense on the field, and they move the Falcons off to get that underway. Here's Strebler again. Last week, all of his damage happened in the first half in that big win against Drake, and he is not a guy with a lot of experience at the quarterback position. He transferred in from Minnesota, so he's still kind of learning the finesse part of the position. He'll keep on first down and get a little bit of space out to the 5 yard line.
And you know, he was a receiver at Minnesota. So he is a great athlete, and he can really run. You saw it there. He's a strong young man. He's 6'3", 215 pounds. And you'll see him carry the ball, Dan, as much as he throws the football. He's probably going to be their leading rusher as the season goes on.
2nd down and 5. They try to work with bad field position. They throw and complete in the middle. Ball down at about the 13 yard line.
Just a very simple clear out route right here. A simple throw far quarterback, and if you see, just get upfield with that football, tuck it away, and it's the first down of the game for South Dakota.
Levi Falk on the catch. And so they continue to push it. They get to about the 20 yard line as we take a look at our impact players. Offensively, for the Coyotes, Alonje Brooks and Nick Jansen at left tackle. Falcons defense, Nate Locke, and defensive end, David Konowalski. Strebler pump faking, now going deep, and it is caught, still in play. Caught by Brandon Van Roekel, and he finally is taken down inside the 30 to the 28.
Boy, that was a beautiful throw and catch right on that backside shoulder. And the tight end, Josh Hale, made a great play right here. Here goes that fast-paced offense that they run, going from the 1 yard line and already at the 29 yard line of Bowling Green.
Van Roekel gets 41 yards on that great throw. Strebler going down the same spot, this time well overthrown. Looking for Levi Falk again.
Really attacking the same side of the field. That one was well covered, and they kind of pushed the guy out of bounds. So really, I think Strebler just took this and threw it away. Now that's the first one with the long run from Josh Hale. What a great catch that was, and the throw right on the outside shoulder.
Van Roekel wins that one-on-one battle. Those are the small plays that are going to keep this game very close for South Dakota. 2nd and 10 from the 29 yard line. Strebler's got pressure. He'll throw, and incomplete. And a late flag. He was looking for Cody Case, the freshman. And that has a pass interference feel about that flag.
Pass interference. Defense, number 22. 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
Now, I thought that was the most impressive throw that Strebler's made so far. The DB was on his outside. He kind of pushed the ball more toward his inside, and you can see that the receiver kind of shielded himself. That pass interference was caused by a really good throw from the quarterback.
That's Robert Jackson on the flag. The ball at the 14 yard line. And it looks like the Coyotes are in good shape here. Strevler's going to run it right up the middle and tackle down to about the 6.
Just a simple quarterback draw. I'm telling you, this young man is something else, and he's going to be tough to stop. I've always said in all my years as a coach, the toughest guy to stop in college football is a running, throwing quarterback. It's easier to stop tailbacks. You can double wide receivers, but a good running, throwing quarterback is a tough guy to stop.
A flag in the corner of that end zone, right where the ball was thrown.
Pass interference. Defense, number 18. By rule, the ball will be placed at the 2-yard line. Automatic first down.
That's on Cameron Jeffries.
We'll take a look at this and see. That's 2 pass interference on this drive. You can see he's got a hold of his shirt. You cannot grab his shirt. He didn't have to do that. He had him well covered, and the ball landed out of bounds. Just got to get those hands off of him, and especially when that arm is extended, it's so easy to see.
Yeah, when your hand is full of jersey and it's not your own, you know you're in trouble.
That's not good.
1st and goal from the 2. The Coyotes are knocking on the door here at Bowling Green. Strevler's going to run and look for that corner. Does he get it? Yes, touchdown, South Dakota.
We just saw the best of Chris Strevler that we've been talking about, and it all showed in this drive. Throwing the ball, running the ball. Big, strong young man lowers his shoulder right there and dives to the corner of the end zone. What a start for South Dakota.
Mind you, that drive started at their own 1-yard line. Bad field position doesn't matter for Bob Nielsen, as his guys went right down the field. Ryan Weiss on for the point after. And he hammers that home, and the Coyotes get on the board first here at Bowling Green. They run on the ground for the end zone. They lead here against the Falcons. So far, so good for the Coyotes. The short touchdown run puts them up 7-0. And now they'll have Bowling Green's offense back on the field. Falcons had 2 flags on that drive that extended it. Good return on the kickoff by Andrew Clare, but a 99-yard drive, only 2 minutes and 11 seconds.
During the return, holding
from a
return team number 26.
How important is it for the underdog to get that first score when they are playing on the road like they are tonight?
Well, I think it's very important, and also what helped it, it's 99 yards. You start on your own 1-yard line. You take it the length of the field. Bowling Green did help that drive with 2 very big pass interference penalties, but I think that's a confident football team offensively, especially on the Coyote side, because I don't think they expected it to be that easy. They just took that thing right down the field.
Yeah, Bob Nielsen was telling us earlier this week he wasn't sure if that confidence from that one-sided win last week would carry over. Well, looks like it has, as James Morgan comes back under center for Bowling Green. They'll go back to the run, and they'll pound it inside, and they won't get much. Donovan Wilson carrying for BG. The running game's been good, but they might have to get a little bit more diverse in this, their second offensive series. They only get 1 yard. It's 2nd down and 9 from the 13.
And it looks like South Dakota went to their dime package on this 2nd and long situation to get faster guys on the field.
Morgan's going to throw in the middle. It is caught. That is good enough for a Bowling Green first down, as Scott Miller, one of our impact players, on the reception there.
Scott Miller's an outstanding player. He is their go-to guy.
Not a big player, but still very, very potent for them.
Use him as an inside receiver most. They think he's really good at moving around in the zones, and he's got really good hands.
From the 23-yard line, Morgan's got to move out of that pocket, and down he goes. Not the first hit, but the second hit was very tough, as Alex Coker came in and put the hammer down.
There's very good coverage. You'd like to see James learn to throw that ball away and not take that shot like that. He's outside the pocket, so all he's got to do is just flip it over out to the sidelines, and those kind of hits will just wear on you as the game goes on.
Loss of 4, back to the 19. They'll throw too high, far side. A little too much air on that football, and they were looking for Matt Wilcox out of the backfield, but now it brings up 3rd and long. Not a great position for BG.
No, I think James seems to be a little bit rattled here early in the game. He's thrown high a couple of times now. Didn't throw the ball away on the play before. He needs to settle down here, and they need to get something going, get him a nice drive going off of run and pass.
3rd down, 14 to go. Down he goes. 3 white jerseys. 2 of them came flying in. Morgan taken down with a big-time push by Brian Woodward. Here he comes.
Had a nice twist up front, and you see a late linebacker blitz. And, buddy, they just caught him right, 2 free guys right in his face. Not much you can do with that one.
So kind of a 1-2 combo tackle there. And the punt now coming. This one's got some leg on it. Davidson kicks to Paul Anderson. Well, this is a tough go now for Bowling Green. 2 offensive series, nothing to show for it. Now the Coyotes come back on offense, and their confidence, they've got their sea legs now, so this could be a dangerous possession right now for the Falcons.
Yeah, it's very dangerous. They're now on the other side of the 50, whereas they started on the 1-yard line the series before. The Falcons need a stop right here. There's no doubt about it. They don't need to let this thing get away early and put them in a big catch-up mode right out the gate.
So Strevler under center at the 47-yard line of Bowling Green. Their first drive went 99 yards. And a 2-yard touchdown run by Strevler, and now the officials will stop play here.
Delay game. Offense, number 15. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
You know, a lot of delay of games are on the first play of a series because the clock's running. I don't think the offense is truly understanding it's running as they're coming out on the field. You probably have less time on first down than you do at any other time.
Strevler on the keep. Big hole in the middle. Going to get about 5 yards.
I'm telling you now, this young man runs like a tailback. He's a quarterback and he can throw it, but he runs like a tailback. Watch him lower his shoulder, get the extra couple of yards. Tough man.
Carry on 2nd down. They get to about the 40, so it's going to bring up 3rd and short.
This is an interesting down. Early in the game, 3rd down and 3. Will they treat this as 4-down zone? Run it twice, see if they can make the first down. Go ahead and throw it right here because they're right at that either punt or go for it spot on the 40-yard line.
3rd down and 3. Falcons need some defense here to change the momentum in this game. Strevler, that play was busted from about the minute the ball was snapped. Bowling Green's defensive front blew it all up.
Brought a blitz, a good, very good call into the play that was called by South Dakota. And they're going to go ahead and punt, and I thought they would right here. That was a great stop. That's fantastic defense by the Falcons right there. That is something was needed desperately for the Bowling Green football team.
So Marcus Milton's the deep return man for Bowling Green as Brady Scott comes on to punt for the Coyotes. Pretty good pressure, but they'll let this go, and it takes a BG-friendly hop into the end zone. Falcons coming out, but they need some offense here in their first quarter. They're trailing to South Dakota 7-0. Running on first down for Bowling Green. Outside the 20. And that's Josh Cleveland on the carry. Bowling Green supporting, of course, all the great efforts involved in helping in the rescue mission down in Texas for Hurricane Harvey. And that's what the decals on their stickers are for that they're wearing today. 2nd and 7. Play fake. Morgan throwing complete. And a late flag. That's a tough catch in traffic by T.O. Redding.
That's fantastic catch in traffic. A free safety bearing down on him. And I think there's pass interference on the play also.
16 yards on the reception. I think they're going to look and see if this might be a targeting
Defense,
call.
Number 26. That penalty be declined.
Yeah, I think if the flag was on pass interference, it was close to target, and they still might take a look at it. I thought he caught him a little bit more with his shoulder pads, so they may let it go.
Ball moved to the 36-yard line for BG. Running on first down in the middle. Big hole there for Cleveland. Another Falcon first down just shy of midfield.
Just what the doctor ordered. Get the ball out, get back in the territory of the opponent, and get the running game going. That's what they got to go with that and be good at it. There's a nice hole. That's the best hole they've had so far.
13 yards on that run. Morgan out of pressure, throwing on the run. Wide open at the 20 and out of bounds. Boy, BG getting it done now. Some consistency. Guyton on that grab. They found him in space. BG in the red zone.
Beautiful play by Guyton. He's made some nice catches here early in the football game. It's good to see James Morgan now starting to get going a little bit. This will give him some confidence.
35 yards to the 16, and they run wide. And, man, do they move that football. They get a power run. Andrew Clare on that carry. True freshman from St. Louis, Missouri. 5'9", 180. Let's check the flag, though.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense, number 7. Half the distance to the goal. Automatic. First down.
Boy, both defenses are having a lot of penalties early in this football game. The Coyotes have helped the Falcons on this drive with penalties themselves.
Ball spotted at the 4-yard line. 1st and goal for BG. And they go right back to the fullback. Another flag, but the touchdown scored by Andrew Clare. Let's see if this comes back, though.
Holding. 68. Offense. 10-yard penalty. Remains first down.
So BG's going to lose 10 yards on this.
It's been a very, very penalized start to this football game. Both teams need to get under control here and get these officials keeping those yellow flags in their pocket. That's a tough one there to score a touchdown. Now you're all the way back to nearly the 14, 15-yard line.
So Morgan will have to reset, and they'll run in the middle. That's Clare again. This time there's a wall of white jersey there to meet him and take him down. So it brings up 2nd down and goal.
We'll see if they stay in the same formation, the same personnel group, and they're lined up in 2 tight ends, which is really a hard run set. We'll see, and they're going to stick with it. I'd look for a play-action pass right here.
2nd and goal from the 13. Morgan will throw. Off balance, incomplete. No chance.
Struggling protecting the quarterback right now. South Dakota is bringing some 5-man pressures. And right now Bowling Green is struggling blocking the pressures. There's a lot of people around James Morgan when he's throwing the football.
Quentin Morris was the receiver of choice there, but That had no chance. 3rd and goal. Big play for BG. They were at the 4-yard line and lost 10 yards. Take away that flag, and we may have a tie football game. Got some time. Hot throw. At the goal line, it's knocked away. Is it a turnover? I'm not seeing an official call. Yes. The officials have both indicated touchdown.
It's going to be fun to watch this one. Another great catch, and I'm going to tell you, James Morgan got popped. They really hit him as he let the ball go. This is a great throw. See if we can catch it on the goal line right here. Yep, he reached across with the ball, looks to me like, with it under control, lost it as it came down onto the ground.
Boy, that's a hot throw to Matt Wilcox.
That is.
Did the ball get over the
It looked to
goal
me.
line?
It looked to me like it was on the white, and if it's on the line, then it is a touchdown. If we look at it real close, looks like it's laying on the white right there.
Okay.
And then it pops up. Now the key is, did he have control of the ball before, as he's reaching across the goal line right there? So
Andrew Gray is the one who took the loose football.
I just don't see enough, I don't think, to where they would overrule this.
Let's see from this angle.
You'll see James Morgan get popped right there really good.
I guess I just can't tell where the ball crossed the goal line.
I think it's laying on the white.
Okay.
And if he had control of it, I think it's a touchdown. And the other thing is they called it a touchdown.
Right.
So if there's not enough to overrule it here, they're going to leave it as a score.
That's my point, is that I can't say that it didn't cross the goal line, so the officials will stand.
Yes. And you can tell they're taking a long time with this one. That's a tough call.
It happened very quickly. Well, I tell you what, Morgan's got some heat on that fastball, especially on that passing route, that slant route over the middle.
Yes, he did, and got popped as he did it. So it was a strong arm to be able to make that throw, and really on target, because it was crowded in there around the goal line. I think the key will be, did he have control of the ball as he touched it on the white line? If they felt like he was still a little loose with it now, that's the only thing I could see to where they would overrule this.
And I agree. I just don't think there's enough to overturn what the officials on the field saw. So my suggestion is they let it stand. Paul Valina is our replay official today.
After review, the rule on the field is reversed. We have an incomplete pass. Did not control the ball.
So I think what they're going to see and what they saw is, I don't think they thought he had control of the ball as he reached it out. He took maybe one and a half steps if you look at it, and that's why they overruled it. It wasn't that it didn't cross the goal line. I think they said he did not have control of the ball.
So that'll bring out Bowling Green's field goal unit. Not a very difficult kick. Looks like about a 30-yard field goal for Jake Suter. And the Falcons get the field goal, but they were denied the touchdown. But at this point, you'll take points anywhere you can get them, as we are inside 4 minutes left of our first quarter.
You're right. I'd take the points, but got to be disappointed to score, have a holding call, and then not protect the quarterback very well. He got hit. James got hit twice in a row as he was letting the ball go on back-to-back passes. So they've got some things they got to get worked out on the Bowling Green sidelines offensively, I think.
So a little bit of shot in the arm, a shot of confidence in the arm for Bowling Green. They didn't really get much going offensively last week against Michigan State. So, you know, it's hard when you come into week 2 with the same questions that you had going into week 1, right? And you could say that about the Falcons.
Yes, you can. Absolutely. It's and then to start the game a little slow this week. So that can wear on you. So that was a nice drive. They took it 80 yards and really scored. Had a holding call and brought it back. But I think that'll help them a little bit. But my concern right now is that they're not protecting their quarterback very well. South Dakota is really hitting James Morgan as he's letting the ball go.
So the kickoff taken by Paul Anderson. He'll push it to the 28. And that's where the Coyotes will go to work. And the South Dakota coaches told us this week that the maturation process, if you will, of Chris Streveler has been pretty consistent, especially for a guy whose experience at the position of quarterback has been very limited.
Yeah, I think they're pleased with him, and he's off to a really good start tonight, taking care of the ball, running the ball really hard.
Play action on first down. Deep throw in the middle, caught on the run. Tristan Ducker still on his feet. He will get all of it.
Wow, what a play. Cody Case, a true freshman, Dan. 72 yards. I mean, beautiful throw. Ball right on the money. I mean, fairly well covered right here, but watch him turn and make the throw. Never breaks stride. Beautiful, beautiful play.
Never got touched. Look at that long flowing hair. Only a freshman. 72 yards for Cody. Point after is good. Well, their first score came on a long drive of 99 yards. They go for the lightning strike here.
Look at the difference in the protection he's getting and James Morgan is getting. And did you see the throw, kind of sidearm off balance and right on the money? Case never breaks stride at all. So that was a really pretty play. Bowling Green better wake up. This bunch has come to play tonight.
Streveler. Wow. He'll hurt you on the ground, but he's got some weapons when he goes in the air as well.
They've got good receiver play. You saw last week they threw it to a lot of different guys, and he's throwing it around to different people today. Josh Hale was the tight end and made a big catch on the first score. So they've got a lot of weapons, but the trigger man is the key, and he is a special player in my opinion.
Well, the only takeaway from that's good for Bowling Green is, hey, at least our offense is getting back on the field.
Yeah, the South Dakota defense did not get much of a rest right there.
No,
they're going to have
not.
to go back and play after a long drive by Bowling Green. Again, I think this just puts the pressure back on the Falcons. What are they going to do with the football? We're still in the first quarter, and South Dakota has taken it the length of the field 2 times out of the 3 times they've had it.
Andrew Clare standing deep for the return. It comes short. It is bobbled and still loose. Looks like South Dakota's got it. A special teams mistake, and the Coyotes are going to have the football and great field position.
Oh, just a poor decision by the up back on the kickoff return team. You got to get up there and catch it. If there's any doubt, fair catch it, but he's got to react quicker to the football in that. And then don't try to pick it up and run. You've got to fall on the football, make sure your team gets it back. Worst thing that could have happened to Bowling Green, and here's South Dakota now on the 22-yard line, coming out very confident.
Wow, the big play, touchdown, and now the turnover on the kickoff from the 22-yard line. And you know the Coyotes want to strike quickly. Little screen in the middle, and in space, they get it to Kai Henry. I
think that's a very good call on first down. Got some pressure from Bowling Green. Strevler is just so poised right now in the pocket. Nothing's bothering him.
Strevler going to improvise and finally get taken down outside, or I should say right about the 10-yard line.
The impressive thing to me that makes him so tough, when he takes off running with the ball, he does not run like a quarterback. He runs like a tailback, lowers his shoulder, gets extra 2 or 3 yards on each carry. Oh, he could have kept that one right there and maybe scored on that read play off the zone read.
They keep it on the ground, get inside the 10. But there is a flag to assess.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, number 63. Half the distance to go, automatic first down.
Gosh, it must be a defensive lineman grabbing an offensive lineman's face mask is what I would say happened there. What a tough penalty. They held him and got him in a longer yardage situation, and now they give him first and goal.
That's on Gus Schwederman, so it's first and goal from the 4. Play fake, end zone, incomplete. Good cover there, ball a little bit underthrown. And the tap away by Robert Jackson denies the touchdown.
That was a nice play. I thought Chris could have put a little more on that football. That was one of the run pass options. It was a running play. He saw the single coverage on the outside and went to the slant. If you see right here, he just floats it just a little bit. Very nice play by Jackson, Robert Jackson, the corner. That was a really nice play. Well played, stuck his hand out in front and knocked it down.
Second and goal from the 4. Strevler hands off inside. They get some push. Not enough to get it to the end zone, though, but maybe down to about the 2.
Good movement on the goal line, though, right there. That was probably a nice 3-yard gain. Those yards are tough to come by down there. This will be an interesting call. Runner pass right here. Will he treat this as 4 down, or will he go ahead and throw it in the end zone, and then if they don't make it, then kick the field goal? I think you'll know by the play that they call.
Strevler ran for a 2-yard score, so you know when he's moving his feet, he's dangerous. Third and goal. He'll keep. He will get the end zone. His second touchdown run from 3 yards out. And it is South Dakota on the cusp of going up 21-3 in our first quarter.
This is unbelievable. Again, great blocking up front. And you got a 215-pounder turning up, just running right off tackle with the ball. They just caved the whole thing down. And Chris just took it right to the end zone, just walked in. Boy, the execution with South Dakota offense in this first quarter has been fantastic.
Weiss for the point after. And it is 21-3. The Coyotes making all kinds of noise here at Bowling Green. Here's Strevler again.
It's nice to go in standing up, not have to take that shot. They've got to hit him. If the one negative to running your quarterback that much is as the game goes on, you get 15, 20 carries, it just wears on him. And but he looks like a young man that can handle it. Those arms are pretty nice. Look at those shoulder pads right there. It doesn't look like quarterback arms to me.
That's linebacker arms.
I know when I played quarterback, my arms didn't look like that. I can tell you right now. You're right, those look like linebacker arms, and he runs like a linebacker.
And I'll tell you what, if you had told Bob Nielsen that he would have 21 first quarter points here against this Bowling Green Falcon team, I don't think he would have believed you.
No, I don't think so either, but he'll take it.
Yes, he will.
He's excited on the sidelines, and he knows it's a long football game. But his football team's playing well. Other than some defensive penalties, they have really played a solid football game.
So Weiss will kick off. Ty Redding, the return man for Bowling Green. Ball caught on one hop. and return to about the 20. That was Claire on the return.
They're giving them trouble on those kickoffs. They're putting that ball in that soft spot back there in the kickoff return area, and they didn't catch that one in the air. It hit the ground also, which made it a slower play, and then it gave South Dakota time to get down the field, so they're really only on the 21-yard line.
So Watson, let's try and get inside the head of Mike Jinks right now for Bowling Green. Obviously, a sizable deficit. What is his next move to try to just get his team some confidence back so they can kind of settle down and just start playing football?
Well, the first thing, he's got to keep his poise. You can't lose your poise. Believe me, all 80 of the guys that are dressed out down there are looking right at him to see how he reacts. And he's got to get his offense going. The thing that's been slow right now to me is they don't have any rhythm on offense yet.
Good run here. He breaks out of one tackle, and it's a foot race. Tremendous run. Josh Cleveland has been tearing it up for the Falcons. His longest run of the day right now. And they're going to have more of that. But they're all the way down to about the 37-yard line.
Oh, well blocked. And you saw him dodge a guy right at the line of scrimmage. He made two miss right there himself. So a lot of that run was on Josh Cleveland right there.
That goes for 42 yards, and they'll run on first down.
You watch close right here. Watch him dodge two people right at the line of scrimmage on this. Right there's one. Right there's two.
There's the one he stepped out of that really sprung him free.
Absolutely. He's a good player, and he's the guy. He's the big playmaker of the bunch.
5'8", 179. So not big, but boy, is he got some speed. End zone incomplete. Little bit too much air under that football. Tio Redding could not get there.
Well, and that's Strevler has hit that play, and James Morgan missed it right there. That's the difference right now in the game. He didn't give the receiver a chance to catch the football, and Redding, I think, was enough open that if it had been on that back shoulder, that could have been a touchdown.
3rd down and 7. BG hoping that long run by Cleveland is the spark they need. They run and they get some space here near side. He stays inbounds. Claire on his feet. They're going to get the first down and then a bunch more. Kind of a surprise they run, but it was the right call to get the change to move.
See, I thought that was all off the play call. They've been blitzing them up inside, and we've been talking about that. And they kind of ran an outside stretch play, and they did catch a blitz. So it was a good call, a nice run, a big call. I tell you, it would put that in 4th and long, would have made it tough on them.
22 yards on the run to the Coyotes' 12-yard line. They run on first down, and they almost got out of that. That's Donovan Wilson trying to shake off 2 hits.
Just a little inconsistent in the running game. 3 guys too deep in the backfield for me. I think 2 guys hit him at about 2 yards deep in the backfield. He still gained a yard and ran through him a little bit, but they've got to secure the line of scrimmage a little better.
The end.
Not let a white
quarter.
shirt be free in there like that.
Our first quarter comes to a close. And the Coyotes maybe pinching themselves a little bit with a 21-3 lead here. Mike Jinks hoping.
Well, and I think Mike's talking to that offensive lineman about exactly what we're just talking about. We got to secure the line of scrimmage. We can't let these people get free in our backfield like it's happening.
So our first quarter of football comes to a close. We'll step aside here at Bowling Green. A major upset is looming, but still plenty of football to go. The Coyotes leading BG 21-3. Second quarter football set to begin here as the shadows come creeping in here at Deutsch Perry Stadium. And BG hoping for some sunshine offensively here on this drive. A big-time deficit is what they are facing here as we start our second quarter of football.
It's time to put this one in the end zone. They've got to find a way to get this ball, get 7 points out of this.
They run, but the middle is closed off for Donovan Wilson. They don't get much there.
Not much at all. Line of scrimmage did not move. Puts them in 3rd and long. Let's see what happens here. Going to have to take this one to the end zone in some way.
Remember, BG had a touchdown that was called back as an incomplete pass. And they certainly could have used that play to go the other way.
And had a touchdown call back on a penalty.
Right.
So they've been in the end zone twice and just did not get credit for either score. Now, South Dakota's been blitzing in this situation, but it doesn't look like they're going to this time.
3rd and goal from the 8, incomplete. Pass broken up right at the goal line. As Morgan was looking for Guyton, Guyton took a big hit. It's incomplete.
Great reaction by the defensive back here. Let's see if he hits him a little early or not. No, well played.
Yeah,
He's
well
going
timed.
right for the ball. Well timed. Just a beautiful play right there, I'm telling you. South Dakota's playing solid football, not making a lot of mistakes at all. I think that was Philip Powell that made that contact right, perfect timing.
So it's a 27-yard field goal for Jake Suter. The problem is for the Falcons, they cannot keep trading field goals for touchdowns.
No, they can't. At least they are moving the ball down there, but they're really struggling when they get to the 10-yard line. And the way South Dakota's scoring, they better get that worked out.
In talking with the Coyotes football people this week, they obviously you win by 70 points in your opener, you're happy. However, as we mentioned at the top of this broadcast, you're gauged against the quality of your opponent. Obviously, for the Coyotes, the step up playing against Bowling Green here today, but their offense really hasn't missed a beat. What's impressed you most, Watson, about what they're doing with the football?
Oh, the quarterback. He is their football team. He is the leading rusher. He's the guy throwing the ball. He's throwing it to a lot of different receivers. They've got a lot of people they can go to, but it all comes off of Chris Streveler. There's no doubt about it. He is. I was impressed on a little film that I'd seen of him early before this game, and I'm telling you, this first quarter, you can't play much better than the way he started.
Streveler with 2 rushing touchdowns, the 72-yard passing touchdown that went to Cody Case. So it has been all systems go offensively for the Coyotes, and they're about to get the football back. And caught at about the 3. Here comes Paul Anderson. Stopped at about the 27.
Now it's time for Bowling Green defense to step up. Really, in the first quarter, they did not at all.
So what changes do they need to make?
Well, they've got to get some pressure on Streveler. That's what I think. You cannot let him stand like he is. Look at the difference in the start of the game with James Morgan when he's throwing the football and Chris Streveler when he's throwing the football. Morgan's getting knocked down. Streveler's yet to be touched.
Streveler hands off, and BG is right there to stop Michael Frederick. Could not get loose from that initial hit. Hutchins in on that for a loss of 1.
That's the best I've seen the line of scrimmage for the defensive line for BG tonight. That was very well done, a 2-yard loss.
Play fake, deep ball near side, and caught. Or did he drop it? No, it was a drop. Looks like he had a beat on it.
He got one hand on it. He couldn't get the other hand on it. A lot of pushing and shoving by the DB and the wide receiver on that play. And the official, for the first time tonight, let it go and didn't throw a flag.
Yeah, here's a J. Brooks.
A lot of pushing and shoving, but he just got one hand on the ball.
3rd and 11. Big play for BG defensively. Deep ball, incomplete. Far side. Ducker, the intended wideout, incomplete. And at least the Falcons get their defense off the field.
Well, they made a stop, and they also knocked Strebler down. He was on his back on that play. He got up a little slow, tell you the truth, walking slow off the field. That's the way you handle a good player like him. You've got to put pressure on him. First time tonight, he's been knocked down.
Marcus Milton standing at his own 31 for Bowling Green. Brady Scott punting for the Coyotes. And no return. BG will start with pretty good field position from their own 37-yard line. Timeout here at Deutsch Perry Stadium. A big challenge at home for Bowling Green. They trail South Dakota by 18. Bowling Green came back home from their loss last Saturday with some uncertainty, probably not much confidence, and they really haven't had a lot of it today either.
No, they're not off to a good start. Very inconsistent on both sides of the ball. Some good things, but way too many poor things.
They're going to run a big sweep here, though. Good get on first down as Redding takes it off the end and explodes for a BG first down.
The Bowling Green wide receivers are good-looking guys. They're tall kids. They run well. This is just a little speed sweep, that little misdirection. I call it a sucker play, where all the linemen go one way and you give the ball to the receiver going the other.
They'll stay on the ground on second down. And Matt Domer on his first touch of the afternoon, should say early evening. Here it's been great football weather today here in northern Ohio. Second down and 9. Falcons on the comeback trail, complete in the middle, right to the first down marker. Scott Miller on the catch for BG. They're about a yard shy of a first down.
This young man had 74 catches last year. They got to get him going, get him involved. He is their inside receiver, running little option routes, doing different things too, and keeps those chains moving.
Third down and 1. They handed Domer. Don't think he got the first down. He was hit and then could not get away from the pressure after that.
What they've struggled with all night long, at least in the first quarter, is these short yardage situations. They're not controlling the line of scrimmage. I think they're going to go for this one.
Yeah, they think they've got the running game to get it done here on 4th and 1, and they certainly do need to sustain this drive. They pound it ahead. I don't think they got it. They went to the Donovan Wilson on the carry, and it is Coyotes football. They stand tall and stop them on 4th down.
I think you're going to see, if we get a replay of this, penetration again into the backfield of the BG offense. Right there.
Ooh.
This guy free in the backfield until they can secure that. Again, they're really struggling with these middle blitzes. South Dakota is doing a great job of running those, what I call A-gap, B-gap blitzes. And Bowling Green's not securing the gaps. Free people are going to tackle a big old back when he can't get his momentum going.
Alex Coker is the one who got through to stop that play on 4th and 1. So here come the Coyotes from their 44-yard line. In control here at Bowling Green. Strebler, deep ball, near side, incomplete. Little bit of contact, not too much though. Levi Falk was the intended receiver.
That's twice they've attacked this corner on this side. A lot of pushing and shoving. They need to go to something else a little bit. The fade route's being covered pretty well right now.
Second down and 10. Strebler handing off. BG ready to stop that play. Not much, maybe a gain of 1. Here's a question, Mr. Former Coach. If you're up 21-3, which South Dakota did not expect to be, what's your thinking mentally on offense? I know you don't change anything per se, but obviously you don't have to get too crazy with what you're doing, right?
No, I think you got to keep doing your stuff and don't get conservative. You're probably surprised and you're saying, well, what should we do right now? But I'd keep going after them. And I think they are. They threw another fade route down the field, and he just slightly overthrew that one. The Bowling Green defense has stepped up 2 series in a row. That's a good sign. And somebody needs to, and maybe the offense will get going. But that was a big stop right there now, turning that ball over at the 45-yard line and now getting the big stop.
Milton standing at his 20-yard line. A lot of football left, but it's going to be an uphill battle for Bowling Green in their home opener. Milton will catch it and not get much after the grab at the 25. We'll step aside here at Doyd Perry Stadium. The Falcons, they've got some field goals. They need touchdowns here against South Dakota. Falcons get the football back. Their defense looking good. Now here's a run near side. Ooh, big hit. Wow, they put the hammer down on Josh Cleveland. Time of possession, always a popular metric for football fans and coaches. This one, though, a little bit misleading.
This one's very misleading, and that's why time of possession isn't as important to coaches as much anymore. It's number of plays is also a big piece of it. How many plays you have to stay on the field.
Deep ball, caught in stride. No, he couldn't hold it. Wow. Just couldn't squeeze it. They wanted their go-to guy, Scott Miller, and just a little bit too much on that ball.
James Morgan is just slightly overthrowing these plays. Nearly a great catch. Nearly a great catch. The only thing he could have possibly done right here is just
Personal
laid
foul.
out.
Eagle hands in the face.
He did
Offense,
about
number
all he could do.
68.
Yeah, you know
a
what?
15-yard penalty.
Just
Second down.
barely that much.
Yeah, man, he's full stride. He's doing everything he can do, and that's tough on him.
Now there's a late flag. We were caught up in that almost reception, didn't see where the penalty was. Hands to the face is the call on Ryan Hunter. One of those big bodies up front for BG.
Well, there you go again. You go from a 40, 50-yard gain to now a 10-yard loss.
Play fake. Morgan going a deep ball down the middle, underthrown, incomplete. Lucky that wasn't picked off. There was one orange jersey and about 5 white jerseys all around it. One guy turns his head. That's a pick.
That's exactly right. And what caused it, again, penetration in the backfield, and James Morgan was popped. Watch this right here. He really gets hit. Holds his arm up is what I think happens. Yeah, his arm can't even go forward. And the penetration on the pass rush right now is killing Bowling Green. James Morgan is taking way too many hits.
They run inside. They get a good push from Josh Cleveland, but not enough for a first down. They were running on 3rd and 19. That worked once when they got a big gain on 3rd and long. Not this time, so the Falcons now have to punt. 13 yards on the run, not enough to sustain the drive.
No, nice run. Got the ball out a little bit where they can maybe secure some field position right here with a great punter that they have.
Davidson's got a big leg, and it'll take a BG hop and goes out of bounds. So the Coyotes coming back on offense.
Let's see if the defense can keep doing what they've done the last 2 series. They've made 2 nice stops in a row, and BG has just not been able to do much with the ball. If the defense will keep doing that, they can slowly work themselves back in the game. Pressure right now has been on the Bowling Green defense, and they have responded in the last 2 series.
So Morgan getting some work on the sideline to juice up the BG offense. Strevler on the run in the middle. He doesn't wait too long to get those feet moving. Ball outside the 25.
You can tell the young man likes it now. He'll try to push the pile. This was a pass, in my opinion, and he just didn't like it and tucked it and took off. And again, look at that. I mean, there's so many bodies, and he's still trying to gain a yard.
South Dakota, they had an easy run last week against Drake. It hasn't been easy, but boy, it's certainly very pleasant for Bob Nielsen and all the Coyotes fans. Again, these are 2 coaches only in their 2nd year, Mike Jinks and Nielsen, but when Nielsen has settled in very nicely, Jinks not so much here at BG.
No, it's been tough go here so far. And again, defense starting to pick it up. There's pressure now starting to get him in the backfield. Early in the game, there was nobody around him at all, and he looked like an All-American throwing the ball. It's amazing to me when the pass rush is around quarterbacks, how they change. And that's, from myself playing the position, believe me, that's what happens. It's bodies around you, hard to see. You start getting a little nervous, and you also start taking some shots even as you're letting the ball go.
Kyle Jr. makes the sack, brings up 3rd down and 13. 2 flags thrown before the snap.
That usually means 12 men on the field. We'll see coming from that direction.
Substitution infraction. Defense. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Little mistakes that both teams have made. A lot of penalties in this first half. Still 3rd and long. They've got to get another stop right here. Be 3 in a row if they can come up with a stop. See if they pressure the quarterback like they have the last couple of 3rd and longs. They're lined up now with a mug linebacker up inside. It tells you if they're going to rush 5, if he dropped him back out and had a twist on.
Strevler on the move, and he'll get out of bounds. Boy, he's flying into that BG sideline. Hard to tell from that angle where they're going to spot the ball, but he had to get to the 42-yard line. They're going to say he's maybe a yard short, very close. 4th and 1 from the 41.
I'll be very interested to see if he goes for this. I'll bet he punts the ball.
Yeah, Bob Nielsen's going to bring the punt unit out.
That would have took some courage. It's easy to sit up here and say go for that one.
Bowling Green gambled on a 4th and 1 and didn't get it.
That's right.
Bob Nielsen might have learned from that. There's the catch made at the 23 and forced out of bounds. That's Marcus Milton on the return. So 7 minutes left. BG still looking for their first half touchdown.
They are, and the defense is keeping them in the football game right now. They have had 3 stops in a row, and I don't think there's been but 1 first down made in those 3 stops. So defense is starting to pick it up. It's now time for the offense until they get the, and you know, we talked early, Dan, about the offensive line was going to be the strength of this team, and I've just seen free people in the backfield too much tonight. They've got to start securing those gaps. Get more consistency with backs getting back to the line of scrimmage.
From their own 35. Morgan's going to throw, first down, deep ball near sideline. Got a man caught in stride. Guyton. A well-thrown ball into open space. A huge pickup for the Falcons. They are down to the Coyotes' 25-yard line, a gain of 40 yards.
And that's why you keep believing in the young man, keep making those throws, and sooner or later we're going to hit one, and they did. got behind the defensive back, and this time the ball was right where it's supposed to be.
Now they're going to run. This is Cleveland not getting much. You know, quarterback confidence, as you know, an ex-coach, so critical for a guy who's still kind of getting his hands around the offense the way James Morgan is. Those kinds of throws are the ones that are going to settle him and boost that confidence level, right?
Nothing better than success. I mean, a quarterback has to taste it. He has to have some nice plays. Here we're going for another one. I think he just threw this one away. It was pretty well covered. But you're right. You can talk to a quarterback all you want. There's got to be some success. His confidence grows. The rest of the offense sees his confidence grows, and then everything starts working better.
Yeah, so these teams struggling on third down. This is a huge one, though. Again, the Falcons have had chances to get the ball in the end zone. A couple of would-be touchdowns. One was called back and ruled an incomplete pass. A flag brought another touchdown off the board. And that has made Mike Jinks an unhappy camper. So far, 3rd and long. They run, and they won't get enough for a first down. They go to Donovan Wilson.
And they'll have to kick the field goal now. Tried the running play again. That had worked a couple of times for them. May have gone to the well one too many times. And that time, to say the least, that South Dakota was probably ready for that after they'd been hurt with it the last couple of third downs.
Suter will kick from 39 yards out on this field goal. Plenty of leg on that kick. It is good. So another field goal for the Falcons, bringing them a little bit closer. 21-9, our second quarter score between the Falcons and the Coyotes. Kind of a half victory for Bowling Green. Inching back, getting closer in this game, but man, you really got to get that touchdown to feel like you're putting some pressure on this South Dakota team. Here's the return from Anderson, taken to about the 24, a late flag.
During the return, holding number 31 on the return team. 10-yard penalty. First down, South Dakota.
That's a big break for the Falcons now, and they need to get another stop. This would be 4 in a row, and they'll have them backed up as far as they've had them since the start of the game when they were on the 1-yard line. So another big series right here for them.
And of course, that was a 99-yard drive.
Yes, it was.
So don't think the Coyotes are too worried about field position. Certainly not now when they're up 21-9. A 6-0 run
and
for Bowling Green. Doesn't sound like much, but it's something.
It's something. You're exactly right. Just give them something.
So Strebler fakes the toss. Our Capital One halftime report is not far off. We will hear from BG head coach Mike Jinks, and it will not be there will not be many bouquets thrown, I don't believe.
No, but if he's still got time to get a score right here, they get another stop, get the ball back, and the punter has not been changing the field position with his punt, so I think they could get the ball if they can get a stop right here around midfield or so. So this is a big series for the Bowling Green defense.
So the Falcons will break and get their defense back on the field. Things are trending the right way for the Falcons, just a little bit slower than Mike Jinks is hoping for. Second down and 8 from the 16. The Coyotes of South Dakota have never trailed in this football game. Play fake. Strevler looking deep, incomplete.
And I think there was going to be holding on this. Case beat him right off the line of scrimmage quick, and they reached out and grabbed him. So,
and pressure on Strevler too.
Pass
they're
interference.
starting to get to him now.
Number
Early
18.
in the game, he was just
15-yard
standing back
penalty.
there, but he's
Automatic
going down a
first
lot.
down.
I've always said as a coach, if that quarterback's uniform's nice and clean when the game's over, you
Something's
probably
wrong.
got beat.
Yeah.
You probably got beat.
18 yards on the pass interference.
Well, and it was. He just absolutely grabbed him by the shirt after he beat him off the line of scrimmage.
So they move to the 31, and this is Strevler on the run, not getting much.
Bowling Green has tightened up their coverages too. I think they're doing a better job. I'm not seeing open receivers near the way it was in the first quarter. So I think the defense is really starting to play better. But they need to stop. They still got time to get points before this half's over. And I promise you, Coach Jinks is trying to do everything you can to get a stop right here and try to get the ball back.
2nd down and 10. Strevler trying to make something happen with his feet, and he'll get close to that first down marker, maybe about a yard short, pushed out at the 40.
And you can see as the game goes on, he is basically their offense. He's running it, he throws it. It's just, can he endure and hang in there and take the hits that you take with as many times as he carries the ball.
Flag as they get the play going, but not sure if.
I think that'll be a legal procedure on
False
South
start.
Yeah, they
Dakota.
tried to go
Offense.
fast.
5-yard penalty.
It didn't help them this time.
3rd down.
Nope, they outfast themselves that time, to say the least. And that's a big play. That's 3rd and very short. Now it's 3rd and 6.
Game clock stopped with 3:50 left, so BG hoping they can end the drive here. Pressure, and it is complete for a first down. Again, it's Cody Case, still up. They played off of him and then could not get on him, and the Coyotes keep the drive going. A huge pickup on 3rd and 6 for a gain of 30.
And watch this throw. Strevler gets knocked down. It's got a lot of pressure on him. How in the world he got that ball out to Case on that play right there is beautiful.
Strevler will run and stay on his feet. Down inside the 30 to about the 26.
Got to find a way to keep him in that pocket. They're going very fast now.
Strevler incomplete. Or did he catch it off the bobble? Incomplete. Ducker, the intended wideout, incomplete. 3rd down and 2. Now, in case you're wondering about the Coyotes and their field goal unit, well, they've got a field goal kicker who has never kicked a field goal. So his first attempt.
Do you think they
Timeout.
might be thinking
Bowling
2
Green.
downs here to get
Their
the first
first
down
start
instead
timeout
of
of the
thinking
half.
of kicking a
This
field
will be a
goal?
30-second
I would think
timeout.
that's in Coach Nielsen's thought process right now with an inexperienced kicker.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's take 2 downs right here, try to see if we can get a first down out of 2 calls.
Right. So a timeout taken here, and it's been a play from behind game for Bowling Green's Falcons. And South Dakota's Coyotes have come in with some swagger. When you score 77 points in your opener, you feel pretty good about yourself. You feel even better when you do it on the road against an upgrade in the opponent.
Against an FBS opponent. And that's always, as a coach in my 45 years, it's always, what do you do early in the season? Would you rather play somebody you're better than, get confidence from that, get to play a lot of different players in the game, probably come out of it a lot healthier, or do you go play a really good opponent where you probably can tell more about yourself quicker in that kind of game? Right now, it looks like South Dakota made the right decision over Bowling Green at this point.
3rd down and just 2 for the Coyotes. Trying to build on their lead here at BG. The keep and the first down and a bunch more for Strebler on the run. Boy, nothing flashy about what he does.
No, like I said, he runs like a tailback. He does not run like a quarterback. He lowers his shoulder. And again, he's 215 pounds. This is a good-sized quarterback carrying the ball right there. And it absolutely, he loves to carry it because he just keeps doing it play after play.
From the 19, Strebler throwing near corner end zone, too high, incomplete. Ducker was the intended wideout.
Chris would like to have that one back. He had the corner route in the back of the end zone open. Sometimes I've run a lot of offenses where it's quarterback oriented, run and pass. Sometimes on these long drives, you start getting tired at the end of the drive as a quarterback when you're carrying the ball so much. And that could be a little bit of what's going on right now. They need to find a way to rest him a little. Oh,
pressure. Oh, the unloads though to the underback. That's Michael Frederick. Boy, they put some big time heat on Strebler there, and he had a safety man to throw to. So,
and that was a screen's what it was. And I think number 14 should hit that guy rushing before he releases on that screen. He let the guy completely go free, and that lets the quarterback, Strebler, just got knocked down after that throw. Again, too many shots he's taking right now. Big 3rd and long right here.
3rd and 7 from the 16. The Coyotes have looked awfully good. They want to finish this first half strong and get some more points here on the Falcons. They toss, and they got a little space here near side, and not enough for a first down, though. The one hit on Frederick was enough to slow him down and force him out.
Probably a couple of yards short. I know that he really don't want to go for a field goal with an inexperienced kicker. I think that's what he'll do, though.
Well, at some point, you got to take the training wheels off of your kicker. And this is not a high-pressure situation.
You're absolutely right. You're not going to get better till you get out there and do it.
So Weiss will kick and miss. Wide to the right, so gave it a shot, didn't work, but it was probably a necessary evil for Bob Nielsen, and now Bowling Green comes back. This is not a real great position, though, because we haven't seen this Falcon offense with much big play potential today, have we?
No, we haven't, but this could be an opportunity for them to gain some confidence before they go in. They can go a lot faster than they're going. We're going to see their 2-minute offense now, see how it works. I don't know how many timeouts they have left, but they do have enough time to get the ball down the field, get some points out of this if they're good enough.
Again, stay tuned. We'll have our Capital One halftime report coming up in just a bit. And before he gets to the halftime locker room, we will talk with Bowling Green head coach Mike Jinks. Morgan on first down. Little comeback route complete. Guyton on the reception to about the 33. 13-yard pickup. Falcons working the sideline. A well-thrown ball, well executed by BG.
Yes, that's what you want to do. Not have to use timeouts, get back up and go again. South Dakota's gone with their faster group to put out their nickel packages and put them on the field.
Morgan going deep. In stride, incomplete. No flag. I'm sure BG wanted that. Teal Redding was the intended wideout.
That was a nice throw, and then I'm not sure he didn't catch him a little early on that one. Came right across his back and holding his arm right there.
Ooh, boy.
Yeah, that's a missed call. That is pass interference for sure. That's a tough call for him, but it is early downs. It's still second down. They got plenty of time to still get it down there, but that one was missed.
It's Mike Johnson, the injured player for the Coyotes. And they will help him off. Second down and 10. We told you about Bowling Green and their emphasis on their running game, but this guy, Jim Morgan's going to have to open things up in the passing game as the Falcons looking for some comeback here late in the first half. Some pressure. He'll roll out. He's got some space. And, he takes a late hit. Wow, that's an automatic hit. I hope he's okay. Boy, they really misjudged that one. And again, if you're Bob Nielsen here, you don't have much to quibble about, but your players cannot make mistakes like that with a lead like they have now.
No, and a minute and 14
After the
to go.
play, personal foul. Defense number 5, late hit out of bounds. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Well, that really hurts. And it's just a mistake. It's hard for me to understand how the kids, that's way late. I mean, there's just no reason for that right there. And now he gets popped right here.
Yeah. That's.
I promise you, those offensive linemen do not like to see their quarterback hit.
Came in high, too.
Came in very high. That one, it wasn't targeting, but it was close.
From the 44, Falcons trying to get their first touchdown. That's thrown into the sideline, incomplete. Falcons aren't going to have a lot of time because the Coyotes want to bring that defensive pressure now because they know the Falcons are going to throw here.
They have sure brought more pressure than defended in this first half, and that was again a pressure right up the middle pressure, and that's where Bowling Green has had the most trouble in protecting the quarterback.
Quarterback keep. Morgan stays up, gets maybe about 6 yards down to the 39, but the clock is rolling inside 1 minute.
Well, that was an interesting call there. Eat up a lot of time to run a quarterback run right there in that situation. Need to speed up, get going.
Third down and 6. Quick toss in space, complete as they hook up with Scott Miller, and he gets out of bounds down to about the 20. A first down, yardage after the catch, and the Falcons now close to the red zone.
Scott Miller just absolutely ate up Brian Woodward right there, and Brian Woodward is the one that hit laid out of bounds. Scott Miller just beat him on a one-on-one outcut for a big play.
17 yards. BG hoping to get a late score. They're going for the end zone. Jump ball, caught out of bounds, incomplete. Guyton was the one they wanted. They got it to him, but he couldn't stay in bounds.
This one's so close, but as the receiver needs to give the quarterback more space. See, Guyton's right on the boundary, and by the time he comes down, he's out of bounds. You want to try to give yourself 5 or 6 yards to where the quarterback can put the ball on the outside shoulder. So that's really the receiver not pressing the defensive back inside enough.
Ball tipped at the line, incomplete.
Oh, he had a guy wide open. He had Scott Miller wide open on a little stop route, right about a 6-yard route, and they were way off of him. He could have run with that one a ways.
Well, the common thread in this first half for the Falcons on offense is missed opportunities, touchdowns that have been called back, touchdown passes that were dropped, mishandled.
Yes, and not being really good going in. Just their going in offense, their 10 and in, 20 and in offense has not been real good today.
Pressure, ball in the middle, incomplete, no, intercepted. An easy pick. And the Coyotes will end the drive with a freebie. Doug Lewis.
If you watch close, they brought a free safety blitz. Safety was free again. Hit James Morgan, made him let the ball go quick. And you see a free guy right there. That's the same young man that hit him late out of bounds. And Brian Woodward. So he got a little redemption right there with a nice pass rush.
Wilcox, the intended receiver, but that pressure triggered that interception. And now it's the Coyotes ending the first half. And they will run, and they'll get a good run on first down. And they don't really need to pile up yardage here. Mike Frederick on the carry for a gain of 15. And pressure out of bounds, incomplete. 5 seconds left. So Bob Nielsen's going to go to the locker room. A 21-3 lead after one quarter. BG chipping away at it, not threatening yet. So all things summarized, how do you assess the Coyotes' first half?
Fantastic. The only thing that I promise you Bob's a little disappointed in is they didn't get points on that last long drive and missed the field goal. Their offense has been solid. Defense is coming up with big plays. The pressure on the quarterback, I think, has been the big difference in the first half of the football game.
Again, our Capital One halftime report is not far away, but we will talk with Bowling Green head coach Mike Jinks. And Mike getting in position. Let's bring him in right now. Mike, thanks for joining us. A difficult first half for your club. Let's talk about first your defense pulling it together. What changes did you make to slow them down offensively in that second quarter?
Well, we just settled down a little bit. We gave it the big plays early. We had the costly turnover on special teams, which put them in a hole in a short field. I think they settled in, and I think they'll still play pretty good football the rest of the night. We got to convert in the red zone. We got to continue to run the football, and we got to convert in the red zone.
Yeah, Mike, it seems like you're getting big plays, but the consistency, and they're getting some free people on you. I know you can get into half and get your pass protection short up. They're bringing a lot of pressure on you.
They're playing a lot of games up front, and a couple of those young kids are having trouble picking them up, so we probably need to slide some protection and ensure that up. And we can do that. It looks like we can win some one-on-one matchups.
Mike, good insight. Thanks for joining us. Enjoy the rest of this game.
You got it. Appreciate you.
Mike Jinks. The comeback is on for the Falcons. They trail at the half here, 21-9 to the Coyotes of South Dakota. Stay tuned. Our Capital One halftime report is next here from Bowling Green.
Welcome to the Capital One halftime report.
Welcome to the Capital One halftime report here at Bowling Green. Halftime between South Dakota and the Bowling Green Falcons. Last weekend, the college football season started off with all kinds of crazy games. Let's take a look back now. The best sights and sounds from week one. A memorable opening week. Upsets, comebacks, and outstanding performances.
USC has a blind snapper, and his name is Jake Olson. Olson has been blind since he was 12 years old.
How about this for an inspirational moment? He is out there snapping. And a good snap from Jake.
I want to say I'm a Trojan and have a snap under my belt in the Coliseum. I mean, is there anything more special?
Oh, we know you are ready for it. One of the great opening games in the history of college football.
Ridley's running free. He's got a touchdown. Tied.
Look at this. How about a sack, fumble, score? Gets away from the defender, looking downfield, letting it fly. And it's called in for the touchdown. Saquon, say gone.
Lamar Jackson, this guy's impressive. This guy is hell-bent for election.
Mayfield floats it. Calcaterra, touchdown.
If we all thought that we were going to come in here and sprinkle some fairy dust on this team, we're wrong.
That's why college football is so special. You see stuff every game that you've never seen before.
Liberty with a shocker in Waco.
UNLV was a whopping 45.5-point favorite. Howard pulling off the unthinkable.
This kid is special.
Over the middle. Oh, touchdown Bruins.
Josh Rosen under pressure. Throws.
Caught in the end zone. Touchdown.
Rosen back pile on. Caught. Touchdown. Unbelievable.
Welcome back to the Capital One Halftime Report.
Halftime here at Bowling Green. It's been a big challenge for the Falcons. Playing at home has not made a big difference as they trail the Coyotes of South Dakota. And we welcome you back inside Deutsch Perry Stadium. Dan Gutowski along with former coach Watson Brown. And boy, Watson, we knew that Bowling Green was not sure of who they are, but they really haven't established anything more about their identity based on what we've seen in the first half, have we?
I think we're going to find out in the second half. I think that's exactly what we're going to find out. Mike's in there with them in the locker room to see if they can get some things straightened out. They should be the better team. We're going to see if they come out and prove that in the second half.
Yeah, defense has settled down, but our first half, a lot of South Dakota. That first drive started at the 1 yard line, and they run. There's Streveler running from 2 yards out, and really a lot of great things happened for them in this first half.
Well, the first quarter especially, a lot of big plays. Streveler just running and throwing, had Bowling Green off balance. Thought Bowling Green did a better job. This was the big play, I thought, of the half. Not catching that kickoff, letting South Dakota recover it, go down and run the off-tackle power play, and Streveler just walks into the end zone with it. That's what made the score widen, and that's what Bowling Green's got to come back and make up in this second half.
Here's our halftime stats. Time of possession, almost identical. Total offense, almost identical. So what's the takeaway in this graphic right here for you?
Big plays, penalties, big plays, and I thought Bowling Green not getting the ball in the end zone when they got down there. I thought that was the big difference. They scored twice. Once it was called back on a penalty, once it was called back on what they said wasn't a completed pass.
Yeah, the Falcons had some chances to get in the end zone, but they just couldn't capitalize, and that's why they're down 12 points going into our third quarter of football. We're coming back with more of our Capital One halftime report. Bowling Green trailing at home to South Dakota 21-9. All right.
I'm so in love with you. Whatever you want to do is all right with me. Oh, baby, let's stay together.
Welcome back to the Capital One Halftime Report.
Time now for the Capital One fan vote. We look back at a play from last week, maybe an impact on your Capital One fan vote. Whoa. Alabama was tremendous defensively against Florida State.
Outstanding. I don't think they dropped off one bit. They controlled the line of scrimmage down so well. If you watch DeAndre Francois, he's throwing off his back foot. There's sacks all over the place, throwing interceptions. The Alabama Crimson Tide look just as strong as they did to me as they did last year.
And they look like they're in mid-season form already. We've got more second half coming up in just a moment from Bowling Green.
Larry, you got to get those burgers off the grill.
Doug Flutie? Who threw the Hail Larry?
You mean a Hail Mary?
Tomato, potato, man.
Those are two different words.
Let's go, Dr. Pepper here. Let's go. Let's take a look at today's campus moment brought to you by Dr. Pepper as we showcase the sights and sounds of fans here at Doyd Perry Stadium. This is the Bowling Green women's soccer team stepping into the spotlight and enjoying a very cool Saturday afternoon, early evening now with, again, the weather the first couple weekends here, at least in the northern Midwest, has been very unseasonal. And again, we continue to talk about the first half of football with Bowling Green and South Dakota. South Dakota coming in the 70-point win. What did you see in their offense that made the biggest impression on you?
I think the running and throwing of their quarterback is really hard to stop. And Bowling Green started getting control of it in the second quarter, but it got them behind. And there were so many penalties early in the game on both teams. Both teams hurt themselves with a lot of penalties in that first quarter. But I think Bowling Green, I felt like they were starting to get a little control of the game right at the end of the half. I'm really anxious to see where it goes from here in the second half.
Yeah, Falcons are probably looking for maybe a big play now on offense. They got to get in the end zone. I mean, that's, kind of obvious, but they need something to kind of take them over that hump to get them that confidence that they just haven't had in the first full game and first half of this second game.
Well, and they're on pace. They're 256 yards at the half, so they're on pace for a 500-yard night. They're just not getting in the end zone yet. That's what they've got to find a way to do here in the third quarter.
So Mike Jinks, we talked with him at halftime. He said, hey, this is, it's not panic time. Maybe there were some anxious moments at the end of that first quarter, but you don't get a win or a loss for winning a single quarter. You got to win all four.
No, and I thought Mike did a good job of staying under control. You come into an FCS opponent, you're down 21-3. It'll get you attention really quick like. But I thought he kept himself under control. It didn't feel like his team ever lost control. But it's very important to get in half, make your adjustments. The big adjustments offensively to me coming into the second half is not letting the South Dakota penetration in the backfield of the Bowling Green offense.
Quarterback numbers, Strebler against Morgan seems like kind of an even match, but we got to say, looking at the eyeball test, Strebler has been the dominant quarterback so far.
Well, and he's made a lot of plays with his feet, but Morgan is still below 50%, and he was 10 of 32, I think, last week, and he's still below 50% again this week. And I think that's part of that reason is pass rush penetration in the backfield and him throwing off his back foot a lot.
And the Coyotes will have the football to start the second half. And ball returned to about the 30-yard line. Well, there was no fear in Chris Strebler or this Coyotes offense. They were pinned on their own 1-yard line on the first drive of the game. And they rolled off 99 yards for a score. So
I'm not sure that didn't set the pace for the whole first quarter. It gave them so much confidence to take it 99 yards against Bowling Green at their place right out the gate.
Strebler with some time. Now the pocket breaks down. He completes on that far side, forced out of bounds. That's the back, Michael Frederick.
Pass complete over number 14, Michael Frederick, pushed out of bounds.
There's Strebler using his legs again to make a play. Nothing there. Move around in the pocket. Slide up. Keep your eyes downfield. Nice job of catching the ball and dodging a guy. Got a first down on the first play back.
They come back the other way. That's complete. That's Shamar Jackson.
Jackson brought down by number 19, Brandon.
And here's how the Coyotes
play brings up a 2nd and 3.
Look down their scoring drives. All of them coming in the first quarter. So they want to come out and reestablish the tone of what they did in the first quarter, not what they did in the second quarter.
And I agree, but also look at the time. 2:11, 10 seconds, 1:48. Quick scores.
And Strebler gets wrapped up there inside the 45. A modest gain.
Strebler with quarterback keep, brought down by number 47, He'll gain 1 on the play, brings up 2nd and 9.
They really have been the faster of the two offenses as far as going as fast as you can go. And I thought their pace had a little bit to do with the first half also.
2nd down and 9. Strebler throwing, caught in the middle and space to run after the catch. They continue to work it to Sean Jackson. And another Coyotes first down.
It's neat the way South Dakota uses all their receivers. They got a bunch of them. They throw it to a lot of different ones. It's hard for the defense to just hunt one guy.
And there's Strebler trying to stay in bounds. Knocked out of bounds at about the 20. Kind of surprising in the way they've executed. A lot more aggressive passing in this possession. A lot of the first half, it was mostly Strebler. Now they're looking to throw more.
I think they are. I think they're throwing shorter passes, little ball control things, nice adjustments they've made at the half. And oh my gosh, they just jumped off sides, but on 2nd and short. That's what gives coaches gray hair and run you out of the business quicker.
5-yard penalty.
No world.
2nd down.
Donovan says, hey, if I'm going to go off sides, I'm going to go way off sides.
Let's be pretty doing it too. We make a nice little move out there and run downfield. I mean, but believe me, the coach is not a happy camper over there after that, and you don't see him still on the field.
That will not look good in film sessions.
No, it won't.
2nd down and 7 from the 28. Strebler, play action. Now he's got a roll. And a flag underthrown.
Strebler's pass incomplete, intended for number 1, Brooks. Flag on the play.
Brooks, the intended wideout.
Holding. Offense, number 72. 10-yard penalty. Replay, 2nd down.
Again, that's Darren Haas as our referee tonight here at Deutsch Perry Stadium.
You think that doesn't drive a coach crazy?
Oh.
2nd and 2, and now it's 2nd and nearly 18.
2nd and 17.
How about Bob Nielsen rocking that red tie on the sideline? You don't see that coach wearing a tie too much anymore. 2nd and 17, and he is swallowed up. The pocket just kept shrinking and shrinking on Strebler. Finally, there's nowhere to go.
That's the one thing I thought Bowling Green defense did better as the second quarter went on, and they're coming back in the third quarter with good pressure on him. Again, just can't see. A lot of body, a lot of orange shirts around him. Just tuck the ball, try to get back to the line of scrimmage the best you can. It's been hard on South Dakota when they're behind the chains tonight.
Hutchins on the sack. 3rd and 19. Strebler winds up. Underthrown a little bit. Caught for a catch, but it's short of a first down. That's Levi Folk.
I think they'll go for this. I really do. I think this is just the 4th and 7, 4th and 6. And they'll just take a chance to try to make the first down.
Yeah, that's low risk. And it's
with the field goal kicker situation that they've got.
BG needs the stop. 4th down and 7. Strebler throwing, caught in space, but a great tackle. The catch made by Ducker, but it's the tackle in right after the grab that makes the difference. Brandon Harris, big time hit.
That's very nice tackle. Open field, got to get him on the ground right there. Nice route run, gets out of the whirl route right there, but beautiful open field tackle. You don't see another orange shirt in the picture. He's got to get him on the ground right there.
Mission accomplished. Kudos to Bowling Green defensively. Since that 21-point first quarter for South Dakota. The Falcons have taken care of their business, but their offense has got to get juiced up.
Yes, they do. They got to get going right now. And don't forget, South Dakota kind of stopped themselves on that one with 2 straight penalties.
First down, Morgan's got a lot of time, and an open receiver near side. Guyton on the grab, stays up for extra yardage. And that's a Falcon first down.
Look at the difference in the time James Morgan's got right here compared to what it was in the first quarter. Got a little better in the second quarter, but nobody around him. He went all the way, I think, to about the 5th receiver there.
Ball at the 45 on the run, and this is Cleveland slipping out of tackles. Oh man, he's finally brought down at about the 40, just about the time I'm ready to say he's down. He kept going.
Yeah, but he ended up going in the wrong direction, so they lost 4. And just got it. There's a point you got to get it upfield and just get on the ground. Again, the inconsistency of gaining yards and then losing yards is what hurt the offense in the first half.
Second down and 14. Morgan in the middle, dropped. Wow, a should have been easy catch.
Yeah, that's a big drop. Again, a free guy on the blitz. James Morgan handled it really, really well, got rid of the ball, but he still got popped. Very, very hard hit, and he went to the ground hard. Back into 3rd and 14 again. This is what happened to him in the first half.
Got to get those catches. Quentin Morris, a freshman who's trying to work his way into the offense for Bowling Green. Didn't help there. Deep ball, far sideline, in stride, incomplete. No flag. Theo Renning hoping that he could sell that, but nobody was buying.
If you've noticed, Dan, as this game's going on, they're really letting the receivers and DBs start pushing and shoving. They threw flags on those early in the game, and both guys are pushing there. I think the officials are trying to let them play a little bit more and not be so tight on those calls.
So Davidson will punt. Oh man, did he boom that one. And they let it go, and it's going to bounce friendly for Bowling Green at about the 5. Timeout here at Doig Perry. The Falcons trailing at home to South Dakota. Bad field position, not phasing South Dakota. They run on first down, and they bounce it outside. Ben Klett can't get anywhere. There's 2 flags down. The Falcons covered that well.
Yeah, I think the second one is most definitely a face mask. I'm not sure about the first one. Usually that's in a holding range right there. Both of them may have seen the same penalty, though. Oh, yeah.
There it is.
There are 2 fouls on the play.
Major.
Both on
That's
the
a gimme.
defense. Personal foul, face mask, number 30. That penalty is declined. Personal foul, face mask, number 26. The penalty enforced from the previous spot, 15 yards, automatic first down.
So the Falcons hurt their cause. Wonder what the message was from Bob Nielsen at halftime to his team, Watson, considering, you know, the great first quarter you're happy with, but where's the sustaining of that good first quarter? They got to make some things kind of get back on track here.
I think what he talked about, and it showed in the play calling, let's try to eat some clock. Don't score so fast, even though if we're going to score, let's score, but try to take the ball down the field slower, because our defense is starting to get a little bit tired, and that's what I thought they did in the third quarter, and the start of the third quarter.
Cody Case has been great. He had the 72-yard touchdown catch in the first quarter. His reception there moves the ball all the way to the 49-yard line, a gain of 28. And they run. This is Klett. Won't go down, but there's 3 orange jerseys taking him down. Maybe a loss of a yard or 2.
They've controlled the run well, other than the quarterback runs. They've let him carry the ball and hurt him a little bit, but handing it to the tailback, Bowling Green's done a good job with that. The play before on the first down, they let Chris get loose on a scramble, and he found somebody when he scrambled around. They've got to get number 15 under control a little bit better. They're taking a lot more time also in calling their plays and letting the clock run more.
No worries there. They hand off. They don't get much. Maybe a yard back to the original line of scrimmage.
And Dan, we're already down into the 8 minutes mark. So, I mean, they are eating more clock in this quarter than they did in the first half.
Yeah, first half, they just seemed to keep going on and on. 3rd down and 8. Chevler, and it's incomplete. Chevler off the mark there.
Now, Strevler that time really was not on balance. He was sliding up in the pocket. His fundamentals got him a little bit there. He ended up on his front foot, was not very accurate on the throw. But again, sliding around in the pocket, that's when he seems to be the most dangerous, when he gets loose and then hunts somebody that's scrambling around.
Milton waiting the punt. Fair catch, and he hit it. And it is South Dakota football. Another special teams mistake by Bowling Green. Milton can't believe it, but to the eyeball, what does he have to complain about? Well, maybe he says he didn't touch it, but
and recovered by the kicking
honestly,
team.
I thought the guy ran by, may have nicked his shoulder pad right here. Let's watch number 17. No, he does not. He does not touch him. And you just cannot let those guys bother your vision when you're going to fair catch a football. You just got to get up underneath it. He's too far from it. He reaches out with his hands instead of getting under the ball. And he did touch the ball.
The previous play is under further review.
So they'll review it. It's going to be hard to tell if that ball was legitimately touched, because it doesn't look like it got misdirected in any way.
You can't tell on that one at all. Let's see with this one. If he didn't touch it, it went right between.
This is going to be the angle. Boy, I don't know. I don't know. You'd have to slow that down really slow. And the thing is, I guess the only way you could make a case is you could say, well, the ball doesn't really change direction. I mean, if it hit his fingertips, it would probably bounce a little differently. It seemed to, I don't know.
But they call it a fumble.
And here's the reality. There's no excuse for not catching that ball.
No, he's got to. This is still the best shot right here. We can nearly even stop it right about.
Well, I don't know. I don't see it to that. I don't see where he touched it.
No.
Based on that look.
But is that enough to overturn it? I don't see the ball change, but did it right there.
You know what? I would, based on that, the last 2 looks, it doesn't look to me like he touched it.
After review, the ruling on the field stands as called.
It's just not enough there to overturn it.
Right.
Not enough. You just cannot say he didn't touch the ball.
Right, and that's the risk that you take for not being aggressive to secure the ball.
Absolutely, and he called a fair catch, so he wasn't going to get hit. He's got to get up under the ball and secure the ball.
In real time, he's not thinking like that, but that's the outcome.
Yep.
So, from the 15-yard line, here come the Coyotes. And here's the quarterback run. And Strebler pushing down inside the 5.
The ball carrier brought down by number 4, Fred Garth. Gain of 11 on the play, brings up a first and goal.
Again, if there's yards gained running the ball, it seems to be Strebler that gains the yards. He's had a lot of carries, and see if he can hang in there. This may be as big a series as been in the game. South Dakota puts this one in, it's really going to change the Bowling Green attitude. They may have to start throwing the ball a whole lot more.
Strebler hands off. They get some push inside. Then the Falcons shut it. Klett on the carry. Boy, that swarm of orange jerseys.
Good job there. It's bounced the ball outside. A whole lot of orange shirts there to tackle it.
Nate Locke is the one who stood him up and stopped that run. Ball is at the 4-yard line, 2nd and goal.
I'll be really surprised if Strebler doesn't keep the ball on this play right here.
He already has 2 rushing touchdowns. He'll keep. He'll go wide. Touchdown, Coyotes.
Remember I said early in the second quarter on that zone read once, I thought he could have kept the ball. That's exactly what that was. They went right back to the well again, and gosh, he's making play after play after play.
What a crazy football career he's had. He's bounced from school to school, position to position. And he has got to be loving what he's doing now.
And you can tell he loves the game. You can tell he loves the game. He loves the contact of the game.
And the Falcons take a step backwards. South Dakota back in the end zone, leading 28-9 here at Bowling Green. Well, if you leave out the second quarter for South Dakota, they've been dominant. And they have been dominant, but this game is very hard to explain, except that they have just played well, and Bowling Green is not. Another ball loose on a kickoff. South Dakota's defense has been just as good as their offense, Watson, haven't they?
Yes, it really has. And if you watch these plays, what is it? It's penetration in the backfield. Somebody free getting after the quarterback, tackling a ball carrier. Look right here. I mean, just 2 free guys. Again, people knocking him down even if he got rid of the football. Here they try to run it. Free guy in the backfield to tackle their big old 225, 30-pound back. Again, same thing. The whole deal to me is Bowling Green has not been able to keep the penetration, and they're getting a lot of big plays in the backfield, which is putting the Falcons in long yardage situations.
From the 25, pressure on Morgan. He's wrapped up and he goes down.
What we just talked about. There it is again. He's not being able to set his feet. 5-man rush, just beating the offensive line and getting into the backfield and either sacking him or making him hurry a throw.
So they lose 7 yards and they go backwards to the 17. Morgan going deep, far sideline, underthrown, incomplete. And the officials let that go. There was contact, probably not enough for a flag, so that's good. No call.
Well, it's consistency that we're seeing them let both sides push and shove, meaning the receiver and the DB. We've seen it now really since the first quarter. They were pretty tight in the first quarter and threw a lot of flags. They've really backed off and let them play here in the last 2 quarters.
3rd down and 17. Morgan's going to go deep on the run. He's got a man. Incomplete. Well, in fairness to Morgan, if he had had time to set him throw that ball better, but that was a long throw, and boy, he took some contact. Guyton really got bumped at the end of that play.
That's close, but again, he got his hand on the ball before there was any contact into the wide receiver. I think that's a good no call.
So BG will punt. Joe Davidson standing at his own 4-yard line. Rugby style kick, and he'll put a good foot on that. And it takes a hop, and it gets touched. Bowling Green might have a loose ball. Oh boy, Bowling Green, maybe they got a break. Paul Anderson couldn't catch the ball clean. Falcons football. You know, how about crediting Joe Davidson? We said he's got a great leg. They changed the approach to the rugby style kick.
The ruling on the
Case
field.
can't handle
If the
it.
receiver
Just
the
got
ball,
too close to the
then
ball.
recovered by the
You
kicking
gotta
team.
get it. You're
First
not gonna
down,
catch it.
Bowling
It's on the
Green.
ground. Get away from it. And that's a freshman mistake right there. That's all that is. That's inexperience. And this could be a turning point in this football game. You know, South Dakota scored 2 touchdowns off of that happening. Now let's see what Bowling Green does with their opportunity.
So the Falcons, highlights have been hard to come by. And it's 1st and 10 Falcons with good field position too from the 32. End zone, far side, up for grabs, incomplete. A better timed jump might have given them a chance to catch that. Teal Redding on the intended reception there.
You know, they keep trying to throw these things deep and deep and deep, all these fade routes. I think it's time to come back and throw some ball control things, hit some slants, hit some crossing routes. Just take the ball underneath a little bit more and be a little more patient.
Yeah, they've gone away from their running game considerably. He wants that same spot. End zone. Caught. Did he hold it?
No.
They signal no touchdown. Wow.
That beautiful throw right there now. That ball was right on the money.
Man, that was close.
Oh, that one's right on the money. Right on the money.
Pudavong just could not get control of it. He ran out of all kinds of real estate there. 3rd and 10.
Get part of it back right here. You're in 4-down zone. Don't try to get it all at once.
And there's Cleveland running wide. He might get enough for a 1st down. Maybe a yard or 2 short. And he's a little gimpy to get up. Gain of 8 yards. Brings up actually 9 yards. Brings up 4th down and 1. They're going to go for it. Quarterback keep. Morgan dives ahead.
Smart play calling there. I think calling a run on that 3rd and long was a big call in the game. Nice call from the sidelines.
Defense number 97 must leave the game for 1 down.
Well, 5 minutes left in our 3rd quarter. It's almost desperation time for the Falcons.
They got to score a touchdown right here, Dan. It's field goals. They got to score a touchdown right here.
From the 21-yard line. Morgan. He'll wind up and throw. End zone. Incomplete. Not a well-thrown ball. He wanted Scott Miller. You surprised they're not running more?
Yeah, a little more patient right here. Running a little more. Throw some, as I said, throw some shorter passes in. Everything is a deep ball right now. And I think they're trying to come back and win the game in one play. And it's going to take some time. They still got time to come back in this football game.
Quarterback keep. Morgan to the 15.
Again, they're in 4-down zone. It's 3rd down and 5. Don't try to get it all at once. Think through it and make sure you can get it in 2 downs. If you get it in 1, that's great. They need a touchdown.
3rd down and 5. Falcons complete. 1st down and then some. Wilson got open in space. And it keeps BG moving towards that end zone, which they haven't crossed yet in 2017 in a game and a half and almost 3 quarters.
No, I know, Coach Jinks, that's alarming to him. We have yet to score an offensive touchdown in this football season. And there it's 1st and goal at the 10. That's the toughest spot you can be. Be patient in these 4 downs. You've got 4 downs to get in.
Corner end zone, touchdown, the easy catch. They got Redding wide open, and the drought is over.
First touchdown of the year. This is a pick route, a little rub route if you want to say it in an offensive way. Defensive coaches will call it a pick route. But the inside receiver works out, as you see Guyton right here, picks himself clean. The defensive back had to come underneath that, left him wide open on the little fade route in the back of the end zone.
9 yards on the strike. Point after is good. And there is life on the Bowling Green sideline. But still work to do. The touchdown to Redding gets the Falcons within 12. Finally, something to be happy about here at Bowling Green. The Falcons get the end zone. They had a couple of very close calls earlier. Now they want a little bit more push. But they're still down by a couple scores here in their home opener. This is Anderson. Catching and returning competently from his own 10. There would be no mistakes that time on special teams for the Coyotes.
Secured the ball pretty good right there, but this is a big series now. Bowling Green put this defense together and get a little stop right here and get some real momentum headed back in the Falcon way.
So the Falcons take advantage of the short field, but again, it's pressure on their defense in a much faster third quarter than the first 2 quarters went. From the 25, they run and they don't get much inside. Mike Frederick carrying for the Coyotes.
They've really done a good job on the tailback running plays tonight off tackle. They've done really, there hadn't been much yards gained in there, not a big break of a long run of any kind.
Strevler under pressure, ball up in the air, incomplete. Looking for Cody Case. Strevler with 3 rushing touchdowns. He is the motor of this South Dakota offense. 3rd and long here. Boy, do the Falcons want to get this football back. Big time. Underneath, complete. And on his feet for a first down. Boy, the Coyotes just don't quit. Frederick catching and staying on his feet. And the Coyotes convert on 3rd down.
Nice call. Got the ball underneath to the back on a check down right here. He's got to spin and turn to get the first down. He's able to do it. Big play for the South Dakota offense right here, and how big play that was.
That's a gain of 12. And the time ticking, hurting Bowling Green and their chances to mount a serious comeback. They're at the 39. South Dakota working on offense. The ball batted down.
That's a nice job by Harris right here. It's one of those run pass options. Harris sees it, times it well, and jumps up and bats the ball down because the receiver was open.
Big pressure. And he'll finally unload. It is complete. Boy, he made something out of nothing there. Maybe a gain of 5 yards as he hit Shamar Jackson with all kinds of orange pressure on it.
I think Streveler's showing his toughness and his athleticism right here. There's orange shirts all around him. Raise up and find a receiver. Gain 5 yards. Keep it in a 3rd and 5 or less mode.
On the comeback route, it's complete. Not an easy catch for Levi Falk. Brandon Harris makes the stop, but it's a Coyotes first down. And they continue to go fast, maybe too fast. That flag thrown at the line.
I think this is going to be on a Bowling Green defensive lineman that didn't get back across the line of scrimmage. That's what I think it is. I think that's why he saw it. Streveler saw it and then just snapped the ball real quick. Let's see if that's what it is.
Offside, defense, 5-yard penalty, replay first down.
If you watch right there, he is. He just doesn't get back.
Oops.
He won't enjoy that on the Sunday
film room highlight. So 1st and 5. Clock continuing to roll. The Coyotes got out to a 21-3 lead after 1 quarter, and they have not looked back. Streveler on the run, and there's a flag in the backfield.
Oh, they just stopped themselves in the second half. If you remember going in earlier, they had a holding call, jumped off sides, then a holding call. Dropped the punt down here to give up points, and now they're moving the ball well again.
Offense, number 77, 10-yard penalty, remains first down.
Yep, they're just killing themselves right now with these second half penalties. Yeah, he just got pushed back. Right there is where he held him. And again, why? The quarterback's already gone away from everything. Don't hold him right there at that point. Sometimes it's just little undisciplined type things that just kill you in a football game.
They go to the 46-yard line on 1st and 15, and ball incomplete. Randy Baker, the intended receiver. It would seem that right now, Watson, and Bowling Green making Streveler throw more is making their defense more effective.
I think it is, and if you're watching, they're just manning up now. They're starting to bring pressure, play man coverage with a deep free safety, saying we're just going to cover these guys all over the field and pressure this quarterback.
2nd and long. They'll run, and they won't get much in the middle. They try to push the pile back to the original line of scrimmage, but and there's really no loss right now for South Dakota as long as that clock keeps moving.
Got him again.
3rd down, and they again, this is that up-tempo offense
Prior
that
to the snap. Timeout.
Coyotes have been running all year.
I think Coach Jinks saw that they were going to get a penalty, called a quick timeout. That was a nice job by him there. That's twice they had him with too many men on the field or not getting back to the line of scrimmage quick enough and having an offsides penalty. He's trying to motivate his guys. This is a huge series right here. Nice drive by South Dakota, but again, they're trying to make up a holding call, and now they've got 3rd and 11 right here.
Well, we were very curious coming into this game, Watson, as to what we would see from South Dakota offensively and defensively. You know, last week's game, again, as we mentioned, you can't tell a ton in your first game if you don't play a quality opponent. Now they've stepped up to Bowling Green, and they came out breathing fire and making hay, and you know, they're obviously in a very good position to win this football game.
And they can have a good team this year, Dan, if they can keep number 15 healthy. As much as he's touching the football, that will be a big thing they've got to do as this season goes on.
This is 3rd down and 12. They picked up their last 3rd down conversion. And they got pressure on the throw, and it's incomplete. Again, the target was Case, but too much pressure on Strevler. Oh, untouched.
Just a missed assignment by the offensive line. Really first time we've seen that with Bowling Green, where just a complete free guy got back to the quarterback. But any quarterback on his back is an average quarterback. And every time they've given him time to throw, he's hurt them. They pressured him that whole series, and I think it worked for him.
And well, nothing great on that punt. At the 36-yard line, so Brady Scott with the under kick. Josh Crosland was the one who put the pressure on Strevler on that last play that forced the punt. So the Falcons, well, a game that's within reach. The question is, it's been such a slow, methodical build towards productivity. Can they build on it? They screen in the middle. This is Cleveland. Couldn't shake free. Good play call. Gain of about 6.
That was a really nice play by Alex Coker, the inside linebacker. He dodged the block and then made that tackle. That one could have gone for 20, 30-yard gain.
Yeah, big tackle made. 2nd down and 4. Morgan's got to move. And he'll keep. Oh, nice redirect. Got the first down. Took a hit, but gets the ball beyond midfield.
Just well covered here to scramble around, find somebody to throw to. Nice block right there by Cleveland. Let the quarterback, James Morgan, get a first down. He also took a nice hit.
At the 48. Morgan going deep in the middle, overthrown, incomplete. Risky. Again, looking for Scott Miller.
They just keep going to the well and going to the well. They're going to hit one sooner or later. I'm not sure how many deep throws they've thrown in this football game. A bunch in this 3rd quarter.
And again, Mike Jinks making the decision to maybe shift off of the running game and try to hit a big play in the passing game. It's 2nd down and 10. Morgan, pressure, down he goes. That was 3 white jerseys right on top of him.
Nice little twist up front here, and they brought the inside tackle around all the way from the outside. Very nice play. You can see the twist stunt right here, and the left tackle did not get back to the outside for Bowling Green to pick him up.
Loss of 12 yards on the sack.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter.
It was Taylor Lambert who took him down. That's going to end our 3rd quarter of football here at Deutsch Perry Stadium. Bowling Green has been playing from behind all evening. Here's their only touchdown. Incomplete passes. And they trail by 12 when we come back to BG. It's been an uphill battle for Bowling Green all afternoon and evening here. And they still got some work to do. A 2-score deficit against South Dakota. The Coyotes came in with a 70-point win. And there's the numbers for James Morgan. They've been throwing the ball more in the 3rd quarter, but not especially better.
Nope, not any better at all. His completion percentage is still way, way down. And I think part of that is how many deep throws they keep trying to throw. Just dump some off, hit some underneath guys, hit some crossing routes, as I say, Right there. That's
3rd and 22. They're going to get very close and get a first down. Wow, they make the right call and the execution. The completion. Again, this is Quinton Morris. This is not a guy you expect to do big things in their passing game.
No, not at all. And he had the big drop earlier in the game, so he made it up with a nice run right there. But that's what, to me, you've got to do. Just start dumping the ball off a little bit underneath and get some consistency to what you do.
Gain of 24. He avoids the pressure. Incomplete.
Intended for number 21, Scott Miller.
Scott Miller, the intended target there. Mac, do you like Bowling Green? I'm sorry, Watson, do you like Bowling Green going away from their running game?
Well, I don't mind going away. No, I think I'd keep running it more than they are, but I would also keep throwing some shorter ball control passes.
From the 36, they get a power run here. And this is Wilson. Maybe a little more balance, but that run pays off very well.
Well, and honestly, if this is the point in the game where South Dakota should start getting tired, they don't have the number of scholarships, the number of players, they don't have the depth that Bowling Green has. This is where you should start seeing Bowling Green take over.
So that's a gain of 16. They're at the 19-yard line. Pressure. He wants the end zone. Incomplete. Morris was the target there. Boy, Morris was a guy that we didn't hear about anything about him this week talking with BG coaches, but obviously they want to get some looks from him, and they like what they've seen from him. 2nd down. They'll run and get down to about the 15. That's Andrew Clare on the carry. Bowling Green just trying to turn up the pressure. Slowly, slowly.
I'm starting to see the South Carolina kids get tired. I can tell they're not as crisp as they were on defense. Their legs are getting a little heavy. Right now is the time for Bowling Green to take it to them. And again, they need touchdowns, so this could be a 2-down call right here.
3rd and 6. Morgan, end zone near side. Caught. Is it a touchdown? Yes. What a grab by Scott Miller.
15-yard touchdown reception with number 21, Scott Miller.
Personal foul, illegal hands to the face. Offense number 68. The 15-yard penalty.
That
3rd
was
down.
such a well-thrown ball.
That was a beautiful throw. That's his best throw of the night. Great route run. And again, this is what they've done to themselves all night long. That's the 3rd touchdown, right? 3rd touchdown in the game.
You find me a better throw than that today.
Oh, beautiful. And catch.
In any stadium, right.
Throw and catch. Got to make it up again. That's all you can do. Just find a way.
Unbelievable. And it's all for naught. 3rd and 21. They throw underneath. That's Wilson trying to stay on his feet.
Donovan Wilson with the reception.
Doesn't help much. And Bowling Green will settle for a field goal. And I mentioned, turning up the intensity slowly. Well, there's nothing like having what should have been a great touchdown called back. But again, maybe you feel like what you alluded to. You could see South Dakota getting a little tired. Bowling Green getting a little more confident. And the field goal is good from 38 yards out. So it's still a reasonably close football game. South Dakota up 28-19 here at Bowling Green. So the Falcons working their way back to making this a competitive football game. They finally got their first offensive touchdown of the year in the third quarter. Having trouble keeping the football on the tee. So this is Nick Fields handling kickoff duties for Bowling Green. Ball caught far side at the 15. And maybe 10 yards on the return. And some extracurricular activity, which never makes coaches happy.
No, that could have been called on either one of those two guys at the end of that play. And as close a game as this getting now, that's the last thing that needs to happen. Again, defense for Bowling Green. Let's go. If you want to have a shot, it's time for South Dakota to have another nice drive. If they can get a drive, even if they didn't score here and eat up 4 or 5 minutes of this clock, it could really help their defense. They go 3 and out. I think it's going to be tough on the South Dakota defense.
Strebler running the option, and he will toss, and they won't get too much. Maybe a couple of yards, a good different look. Henry on the carry there. That's Kai Henry. Only 1 yard gain, 2nd down and 9. The Coyotes out to a 21-3 lead after 1 quarter, and they've been trying to not hang on, but Ramsey on that completion for a big pickup for South Dakota.
They had a big wheel route right here.
Timeout on the
Bowling
field
Green
for an
is
injured
really
player.
crowding the box and playing a lot of man coverage now and trying to stop the run, so they can't just eat a lot of clock. That was a very good call and a very nice route up the boundary.
That's a gain of 25. Well, the margin for error for Bowling Green continues to shrink. They've just got to get the football back. And don't think that Chris Strebler is going to panic here. Play fake, and down he goes. Pressure from Bowling Green. Multiple orange jerseys in there. Shannon Smith, the 5th-year senior from Chicago.
This play took a long time to develop, brought a linebacker, so it's a 5-man rush. And again, just playing them in man coverage, and the running back missed his block there to give the chance for the sack. That's a freshman mistake, and one of the hardest things for freshman running backs is to learn how to pass protect when they come to college.
2nd down and 15. There's the option to Henry again. This one a little bit better, but not too much. And they force him out of bounds.
7. Let's leave the game for 1 down due to his helmet coming off.
It's been a long time since I can think of a game, Watson, where I've seen a team get back into the game so slowly as Bowling Green did.
Yep.
And they're still down 9 points, so it's not like it's, nail biter, but there's pressure, and they hit and complete for good yardage, maybe a yard or two shy of a 1st down.
No, I think it's a 1st down. That was another big play by the quarterback. I mean, Chris is he is making play after play after play. he is the MVP of this football game right now. They've got to find a way to get him under control. And here he goes again.
And he's in space, stays up, shakes tackles down to the 16-yard line.
This is just the old power play, except it's quarterback running instead of a tailback. You see that shoulder pad sticking out. He looks like a linebacker. I mean, you don't see quarterbacks with their shoulder pads hanging all over the place like
22 yards on the run. Now they'll throw it back. Oh, they had a good screen set up, and he just dropped it. That's Henry.
Yep, he might have scored right there. That's the freshman again. Just tried to run before he caught the ball.
Player.
And the injured Bowling Green player who bounces up, Kyle Jr., walking off under his own power, so that's always good. Second down and 10. Strevler will hand off, and in the end zone. Touchdown, Frederick for South Dakota.
Michael Frederick with a 17-yard touchdown run.
You know, that's really the first time I've seen the tailback really break the line of scrimmage for South Dakota tonight. But what a drive that was right there now. I mean, you talk about methodical. I think it's a good 3 or 4 minutes off the clock. Exactly what we said when they got the football. Will they be 3 and out, or will they take this down and eat some clock? They not only ate clock, they got points.
Under 10 minutes left. That's going to take any momentum that Bowling Green had and bring it back on the other sideline. 35-19, South Dakota thinking there's a road upset here at Bowling Green. So the smiling player is Chris Strevler, the quarterback for South Dakota, who looks nothing like a quarterback. Maybe that's Ben Roethlisberger-esque with the beard and the bulk and the everything about him just screams linebacker, lineman.
If you were just watching this thing, they'd say, well, they're showing a linebacker on the bench over there.
And he has been tremendous. The focal point of the Coyotes' attack offensively. And look at the numbers he's put up rushing for South Dakota tonight. They've just been spectacular.
I mean,
during the return,
Chris has got 113.
Number 10 on the return team.
Bowling Green's has got 152.
Penalty. First down.
He's a one-man show, and it was nice to see their tailback get a break the line of scrimmage and make something happen, because that's going to be important to them as they go on in the year. If they can develop a tailback that can run the football. But I mean, they've been very impressive tonight to come in here and play an FBS opponent and to honestly dominate the game. To this point, they have really been the better football team today.
So James Morgan back under center. South Dakota tacking on the fourth quarter touchdown makes this challenge even more problematic. 9.5 minutes left. Morgan will use his feet to get a first down.
Morgan, the ball carrier, right down to number 92, Cameron Clark. He's available for 9 yards.
So a 9-yard pickup short of a first down. Second down, little screen, little pass out there in the flat to Cleveland, who gets the first down. Well, we've loved watching Josh Cleveland today.
Yeah, Josh has been the bulk of the Bowling Green offense. He and Miller, and of course Miller had the big touchdown just called back.
Morgan, a lot of time now. He throws back, but bounces it to Cleveland. Incomplete.
Tough night for Mike Jinks. There's no doubt about it. This is not what he expected coming into the game. He had really high hopes on his football team this year. And one game doesn't make a season by any means. I know he wants to see him keep fighting right here, though. Just don't give up. Keep fighting.
Ooh, ball dropped by Scott Miller, who's been a sure-handed receiver for them, but that play indicative of just how hard it's been for Bowling Green. Plays that were touchdowns that were called back due to penalties. They had a catch in the end zone they thought that was ruled incomplete.
No, they've had some tough luck. They've scored 3 times and that they've either been called back or overturned.
Morgan throwing incomplete to the far sideline on 3rd and 10. Looking for Guyton, but just can't convert. They'll have to punt.
Now, if South Dakota's smart, they'll start eating that clock. They've still been kind of in a faster pace mode. They need to let that clock get down to 3-2-1 before they snap it.
Timeout, South Dakota. Their first charge timeout of the half.
Watson, what do you think the challenge is going to be for Mike Jinks going forward regarding, just getting your team's, mental frustration kind of purged and getting them back to a place where they just feel confident about themselves?
Well, and it's going to be on Mike Jinks. He's got to figure it out. They're 0-2. They started real slow last year, finished strong at the end of the year, had high hopes coming in. Right now, if it keeps up, it's you're losing to an FCS opponent. So, I mean, it's tough. It's a hard thing to do, and Mike's got his hands full. He's got his hands full. He'll need to go to work on it come Sunday because they're all going to look at Coach Jinks and see where he takes them from here.
Yeah, next week the Falcons go back into the Big Ten. They will play at Northwestern. Winning on the road in the Big Ten is very challenging. Eastern Michigan had a big road win today at Rutgers, but again, if you're the Falcons, you just want to get confident first and build off of that, and hopefully that is the springboard to the winning and losing.
Well, and sooner or later you got to win. It's hard to keep your kids positive, upbeat, confident without victories. And now they're going to turn right around and hit the Big Ten again on the road. Northwestern got beat pretty good by Duke today, but still, it's Northwestern. They've got a good program, and I promise you, they got a good football team, and it'll be a tough game for Bowling Green to go in there and have a chance to win it.
Yeah, so we have a great vantage point, as you can see here at Dwight Perry Stadium, one of the great facilities here in this conference, and certainly a pleasure to bring you tonight's football game. It's been certainly very interesting with South Dakota coming in kind of where they ended last week. They go on the road, and it doesn't really change anything for their routine, their rhythm. And for Bowling Green, the chance to come home here and maybe, start with a little bit more of a different mindset than they did at Michigan State. Just didn't really pan out because the Coyotes got their offense revved up early and took control in that first quarter.
Well, and South Dakota hadn't played a home game yet.
Well, you start your season with 2 road wins, you're on the right track to something good.
And one of those FBS. So, I mean, this is a fantastic start for South Dakota. There's no doubt about it. And it's been a while since they've been this strong. I see a good football team, but they've got to keep Strebler healthy. And as much as he touches that football, That may be a hard thing to do.
And this sounds kind of funny, but it doesn't seem like he's really taken a lot of hard hits tonight.
No, he's done a good job of getting down, lowering his shoulder. Had just a couple of times they've caught him good in the pass rush and caught him right as he's letting the ball go.
Good run on first down. That's Frederick. Beyond the 35 to the 36.
That's a nice gain, 8 yards on a up the middle running play. And Bowling Green is putting a lot of people, as you can see, right up at the line of scrimmage. They know that South Dakota is going to try to run the football and eat clock right here.
Gain of 8, 2nd down and 2. That's Frederick again. He'll get a first down.
Frederick, the ball carrier,
Strevler needs to do a very good job right here. Watch the play clock. It's at 29 now. They need to let the thing get down as far as they can. 3, 2, 1 before I would snap the football. To me, they're going a little bit too quick still right now. Eat it down. They're still not snapping it. So let's see if he does it.
Frederick again. Boy, they're going to work him hard. You know, the coaches for South Dakota mentioned that they've started to give Strevler a lot more space and responsibility in their passing game. I know you're not going to get too crazy and open up the playbook now. You don't need to, but that's kind of the next level for him, isn't it, Watson?
I agree with you 100%. And this is his second year to start.
Well, this.
They got to blow that dead.
Yeah. Okay, we'll get another flag here on Bowling Green. So Jeffries will have to cool it down, and we'll find out if in fact this flag is on him. But there was a flag at the line of scrimmage too.
Yes, I think it was legal procedure.
False start, offense, number 76. After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Number 18 on the defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Oh, that hurts.
And you absolutely don't need it.
No, you got to keep you cool.
I mean, one hit, maybe. You go back for seconds, that's an automatic.
As we always say, who's the guy that gets caught? It's always the second guy that gets caught. 100% of the time.
And when you did the first hit and came back in with hit number 2, well, there you go.
When you're 1 and 2, you got no chance.
Right.
You got no chance at that point. Those aren't good odds.
Oh. And the clock rolls. And, you know, if you're a Coyotes fan, you probably weren't overwhelmed at what happened in their opening win against Drake. But all that's happened tonight here at Bowling Green just reinforces how good you can feel about this team that Bob Nielsen has put together. And finally that run ends.
Yeah, I didn't know coming in. I think you and I both had talked before the game. How good is South Dakota? I think they're pretty good. I think they're going to be very competitive. Now, they're in probably the toughest FCS conference in the country, in the Missouri Valley, and there's a lot of good football teams. I think I looked, and today there was at least 4 of those guys ranked in the top 25. So they're in a very tough league. But I'm telling you, they will be a tough out for anybody in the Missouri Valley this year if number 15 stays healthy.
2nd and 9 from the 49. Strebler will keep. He's got room in the middle, and he's up to about the 30-yard line, finally taken down. Well, you just don't see him wear down.
No. Again, he just does not act like a quarterback in any way. He's a tailback that can throw the football. And what a weapon. I mean, it just, I said at the start of the game tonight, the toughest guy to stop in college football is a running, throwing quarterback. Boy, has he proven that tonight.
17 yards on that run to the Bowling Green 32. Game clock inside 5 minutes. Henry on the carry. And there is no need for the Coyotes to do anything flashy here.
Nope. Just let that clock run. Let that 30 seconds now get down to about 4 or 5 before you snap that ball. And they're already down under 5 minutes. They've got it under control. Don't turn it over. Don't have any penalties. Just let it run.
And how excited do you think the Coyotes fans are for next Saturday when South Dakota will welcome, I use that term loosely, North Dakota in the border battle there?
Yeah, that's they're jumping into conference play.
Yeah,
that's their first conference opponent. These guys are going to leave here 2-0 and have yet to play a home game.
Bowling Green.
That's just
their second.
That means that you probably got 6 home games left.
Team timeout.
2 of his road games are gone.
Timeout on the field here at Bowling Green. South Dakota up big here against the Falcons. Yeah. 3rd down and 8. And down they go. Short gain for the Coyotes.
Timeout. Bowling Green, their 3rd and final timeout of the half.
BG burning their last timeout.
Timeout.
So
Just what the officials want to call with those things. There's pick passes run by every team in the country.
Morgan underthrown, incomplete. Of course, he was under big-time pressure. And the Falcons want a penalty, but that ball was not catchable. So it's 3rd and goal. Yeah, the confidence of your quarterback is, you know, it's an intangible, but without it, what kind of team can you have?
No, it's where it all starts. You've got to have, the team has to have confidence in him. He has to have confidence in himself.
Oh, great catch. In the corner for Miller, touchdown. Wow. You know what? So as we're talking about quarterback confidence, I have to say, in the second half, we have seen some noticeable improvement in how Morgan has thrown the football. That's 20 yards, some very well thrown balls.
Yes, there have been. That's twice on corner routes, and the first one they called back earlier in the game, and this is beautiful. It's right on the money to his best receiver, Scott Miller. Yes, I think he's played a better second half, and that'll help because it's going to start there with their offense. He's got to play better. I think he will. But they've also, Dan, got to protect him better. He took way too many shots tonight. Way too many shots by not big, strong defensive linemen. Just they got loose with twists and little blitzes and different things to get them free.
Morgan under duress and caught for the 2-point conversion. Wow. Redding. Well, okay.
Onside kick.
It's coming.
They're only down 8. That was a big play right there. Don't ever give up. Now they have no timeouts left, so they're going to need to get this. They're going to need to get this onside kick, because I think South Dakota could come very close to running the clock out.
And you know what? To credit for Mike Jinks, all you can ever ask of your team is, hey, just keep playing, keep competing. And they've done that.
They have done that, and that's a good sign, because that means he's got a chance to keep them under control and keep getting better. When a football team gives up, then it's over. And I do not think they've done that tonight. I think they've kept fighting, and my gosh, they've had to overcome a lot of stuff. I mean, 4 touchdowns been called back or overturned. I mean, it's unbelievable to me. I don't know if I've ever been in a game where I've seen that.
Ball kicked a little too hard, easily recovered by South Dakota. So 2:03 left. And if there is time for Bowling Green to make something special happen defensively, it's now.
Yep. If they don't make a first down, there will be a little bit of time left.
So Chris Strebler is on the cusp of becoming his career high in rushing. Came against New Mexico, but it looks like they are not going to go that route. And they will absorb all the game clock they can here.
Well, it's 2 minutes that they can get right at it. They'll be right on it, and they're going to eat every second. So I think they can run it out here. It's going to be really tight. This is what I was talking about earlier, though, Dan. Eat up every second when you're trying to run the clock out on their last drive, because those last 6 seconds, 8 seconds might make the difference in the game. They're letting it go slow, so they're not going to get the ball quick. So they're going to be able to run it out. The officials are just not jumping up there and getting it. They're not restarting the clock quick, so they're going to be able to pull it off.
So the final score will be a little bit misleading. This was a game that South Dakota took over early, leading 21-3 after 1 quarter. And Bowling Green just really never quite had enough to make it dangerous.
They never were able to put the heat on South Dakota.
2 road games for the Coyotes and 2 road wins.
And that'll do it. It's under 40 seconds, so they've pulled it off.
Oh, does he play with spirit and passion? And the Missouri Valley has a new contender, led by that guy, Chris Strebler.
What a great win. What a great win for Coach Nelson. There's no doubt. What a great win. For the Missouri Valley also, that conference has had a knack of upsetting FBS opponents through the years, and now South Dakota's gotten them. I think it's their first one.
An FCS team beating an FBS team is not a surprise in this day and age. But to win convincingly on the road, that makes you stand and take attention.
It absolutely does, and congratulations Coach Nielsen and his football team, you can see how excited he is, and all of them are.
That hand's going to hurt. All those high fives from those guys.
No, he doesn't feel a thing right now. I can promise you. That's a great moment for him. Congratulations.
Great game. Thanks so much for joining us here at Bowling Green. For my partner, Watson Brown, I'm Dan Gutowski saying so long from Deutsche Perry Stadium. Our final score, 35-27. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live on the ESPN app, or to watch this entire game on replay, as well as other games on our family of ESPN networks, log on to watchespn.com or download the Watch ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.